Central Ohio Sports Network's broadcast will begin in less than 5 minutes. I'm Brent Ford, voice of the Westerville Central Warhawks on COSN. Glad you could be with us. Stay tuned. Warhawk pregame is right around the corner in less than 5 minutes. This is Central Ohio Sports Network's broadcast coverage of the Westerville Central Warhawks. Our Warhawk pregame will begin in less than 4 minutes. Keep it right here on Central Ohio Sports Network. Central Ohio Sports Network, our coverage of Westerville Central will begin in less than 3 minutes right here on COSN. Warhawk pregame coming right up. We've hit the 2-minute warning. Warhawk pregame is coming right up on Central Ohio Sports Network. Warhawk pregame begins in 1 minute. Our broadcast presentation of the Westerville Central Warhawks. It's coming up right here on COSN. "30 seconds until showtime. Warhawk pregame is about to get underway right here, COSN. Central Ohio Sports Network broadcast presentation of the Westerville Central Warhawks begins in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
This is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Named Best Sports Program in the Country by the National Association of State Radio Networks. Tonight in High School Football is presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Now here's your host, Skip Mossick.
And hi again, everyone. Welcome to Week 2 of the high school football season across Ohio. Week 1 saw a couple of surprises, while others rolled to opening week victories, much as you'd expect. We have some terrific early season Week 2 matchups all over the state, and we'll begin our previews next on the Ohio News Network.
Friday night, Under the Lights reminds us teamwork, dedication, and community start in our schools. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wenson, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we are proud to sponsor tonight's game and even prouder to support our public schools. Whether it's touchdowns or textbooks, success starts with a strong foundation. From the classroom to the end zone, we believe in every student's potential because in Ohio, public education matters.
Every day, farmers rise before the sun and put everything they have into a job so few can do. Their courage, resilience, and relentless work shape the legacies and future of our country. At Beck's, we're proud to stand alongside those who don't wait to see what the world will do. They act, they lead, they are the difference. Beck's honors your commitment to your land, family, and purpose. And while we can't predict what the future holds, there is one thing we can do to change it, and that's be the difference. Right now, in every decision and every season.
This is Tonight in High School Football on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
We are presented by Beck's Hybrids. At Beck's, they are and will remain farmers at heart. And welcome back, everyone. We'll begin our Week 2 previews in the northeastern region of the state. Our first stop is up in Wayne County as Lucas is at Hillsdale. Both are 1-0. Lucas coach Jim Sweat knows Hillsdale is good.
Their kids are extremely talented. They have weapons all over the field offensively and play really hard defensively.
A couple of good ones in Stark County feature Massillon Perry hosting Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Meanwhile, Medina is at North Canton Hoover. Both are 1-0. Medina coach Larry Laird knows tonight's test is real.
They are very athletic, very fast to the ball, defensively, offensively. They have speed in a lot of their skilled positions, and they are obviously very, very well coached, very fundamentally sound in every facet of the game.
Next to Mahoning County, New Philadelphia will be at West Branch, both in search of their first win. New Philly coach Mike Johnson.
The West Branch is a very good football team. They do a good job of getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands and the guys in space, so we're going to have to really be bringing it on with our defense, which has been a highlight this season. So we're excited to see our defense match up with their offense. It's going to be a great challenge.
Another good one in Mahoning County has 1-0 Youngstown Ursuline hosting 1-0 Columbus Bishop Hartley. Hartley coach Matt Melly says Ursuline gives you plenty to prepare for.
Very fast at the skill positions. I got a great looking young quarterback playing for them, and I think Coach Reardon may be the most underrated coach in the state. I mean, he gets a lot out of his guys, and they have a great approach, week in and week out. He's always got his teams in games and in big games.
South to Jefferson County, Indian Valley looks to go to 2-0 as they play at 0-1 Steubenville. Indian Valley coach Matt Lancaster says he knows what awaits at Big Red.
Always well coached, and their kids play as hard as any other team in the state. So we know it'll be a tough environment, and it'll be a hostile environment, and we're going to have to play our best, in order to compete.
West into Muskingum County, 0-1 Fort Fry will be at 1-0 West Muskingum. Fort Fry coach Eric Huck says his defense will be tested.
Some very athletic, skilled players, a couple receivers that are tall and can go up and make plays. We're going to have to do a good job to limit their playmaking, how they're going to make plays out in space.
Into Central Ohio, good cross-state matchup in Fairfield County as Pickerington Central plays host to Huber Heights Wayne. Both are 1-0. Wayne coach Roosevelt Muke says he's very impressed with the Tigers.
Pick Central team that has a lot of talent, a lot of speed, very fast and very physical. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for us. But we look forward to going to their place and just, competing, and just are thankful for the opportunity.
Good one in Licking County features Granville hosting Tri-Valley. Both are 1-0. Into Franklin County, good matchup in Hilliard as Darby plays host to Bradley. Darby coach Brad Birchfield knows this game is big as his team searches for its first win.
We're looking forward to improving and getting better and putting things together. We got a lot to look forward to, but we know this is a big game. Bradley has a great football team, and it's a huge rivalry game. It's going to be a type of game that schools look forward to. Huge crowd, community pride. It's going to be what high school football on a Friday night's all about.
North to Delaware County, 0-1 Olentangy Liberty plays host to 1-0 Glenville. Liberty coach John Sansbury.
Glenville poses all kinds of challenges for us. They're a really good football team. They've been for a while. They're very big, they're fast, they're athletic, they have playmakers everywhere, some high-profile kids, and so it'll be a challenge like it is every single year for us.
Next to Union County, where Jonathan Alder hosts Columbus Academy. Both are 1-0. Jonathan Alder coach Brett Glass says Academy has talent.
Including two really special high school football players, a wide receiver DB that's going to Northwestern, and then a big offensive defensive lineman that's got offers from just about everybody in America. So, really tall test for our kids this week.
Coming up as we continue getting you ready for your game broadcast, we'll hit the Northwest, Southwest, and Southern areas of the state as the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football, presented by Beck's Hybrids, continues on the Ohio News Network.
Beck's recognizes this week's Player with Heart, Reagan Schnipke from Elgin High School, for her commitment and passion on the field and within the farming community.
I love being a part of a team where we can work together in order to achieve our goals and win, obviously. I also like independent sports like cross country and track because they're individual, and I like competing for myself.
Reagan brings that same winning attitude to FFA.
And I really like it, and I learn a lot, and it's a lot of good experience. Job interview taught me a bunch of stuff, and I'm also a student officer for FFA, and it's taught me a lot with public speaking.
And maybe the greatest lessons are learned in agriculture.
Agriculture has brought many aspects to my life. It has taught me that teamwork, hard work, responsibility, time management, and determination is needed to succeed in life.
At Beck's, we are and will remain farmers at heart.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit oda.org.
We're going to break in of Skip Mossick's Tonight in High School Football, listening to the coin toss for tonight down on the field with Wes Minke.
Classroom, leaders on your team. I need you to lead your teams tonight, all right? Yes, sir. Red talk to red, black talk to black. We know it's a rivalry. We know you guys are friends, but we're here to watch you guys play football, all right? Yes, sir. Football only. You start talking trash and the other stuff, we'll start throwing flags. You guys are sit on the side. Yes, sir. So take that message to your team, all right? Yes, sir. That's your one and only warning tonight. I have a huge coin because that guy over there can't see. You're the visitors. What's your call going to be? Tails. What did he say? Tails. Tails was called. It is heads. I defer. You want to defer? Yeah. You step out here. Put your back to the goal. You want to defend.
You want to defend? Wait, in the fourth quarter, you want to?
Right now.
Oh, right now. Where are we going to go? I don't know.
That's good. You start right here. Yeah.
Westerville Central won
you guys have a great game, all right?
the toss. They deferred. Westerville South will defend and receive in the north end zone. We rejoin Skip Mossick.
Poorly imitated, never duplicated. This is ONN's Tonight in High School Football. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
We are presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. And welcome back, everyone. Our Week 2 previews continue as we hit the northwestern region of the state. Our next stop is up in Henry County as Pemberville Eastwood will be at Liberty Center. Both are 1-0. Eastwood coach Sam Cotterman says you know exactly what Liberty Center will try to do.
We know the Liberty Center is going to want to run the ball heavily, so it does pose a challenge for us, especially when stopping the run was something we struggled at a year ago, and we haven't really been tested on that yet.
Staying northwest, Putnam County, Liberty Benton 1-0 will be at 0-1 Columbus Grove. Next to Auglaize County, 1-0 Minster will play host to 1-0 Columbus Afrocentric. Meanwhile, Ada will be at Goshen. Both are 1-0. Ada coach Toby Smith says while both teams are young, he hopes his team's depth will be an advantage.
Our numbers are fairly strong, so we feel like that's another asset that we can utilize in the game on Friday night. This Friday against Waynesfield Goshen, they play a bunch of young kids as well, so it'll be a more inexperienced matchup when it comes to that standpoint, but also very explosive on both sides of the ball.
Next door to Mercer County, Coldwater will play host to Clinton Massey. Both are 1-0. Coldwater coach Chip Otten says his defense will need to get his offense the ball.
They pose some problems offensively with that they're a power hog the ball type team, sometimes wishbone, sometimes tackle over, all that stuff that the power teams do. So the concern is, can we get enough offensive possessions?
Next to Champaign County, 1-0 Mechanicsburg will be at 0-1 Urbana. Mechanicsburg coach Kurt Forrest hopes their Week 1 win against up-tempo Washington Courthouse pays dividends this week against Urbana.
We'll have a lot of players. They're a very up-tempo, no-huddle offense that's trying to go super fast. So glad we got the experience last week against Courthouse of another spread no-huddle team. So that was a good, a good experience for our kids.
Good one in Darke County features Versailles hosting Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy. Both are 1-0. Next to Miami County, Tippecanoe is 1-0. They will host 0-1 Piqua. Tippecanoe coach Matt Burbacher says there is no secret to what Piqua's game plan is going to be.
They run the football. They want to control the clock. They want to do all those things to keep the ball out of your hands. And that's something that when we do get the ball, we need to capitalize on every opportunity that we get. And if we're able to do that, we're going to have a successful night on Friday.
Staying in Miami County, Xenia looks to improve to 2-0 as they play at 0-1 Troy. Xenia coach Maurice Harden.
Offensively, everything runs through their quarterback, so we're going to have to be sound on defense and read our keys and limit the possessions that he has. And then offensively, we're going to have to be able to run the ball consistently and take our shots when we get them.
Good one in Montgomery County tonight features Kettering Alter playing host to Taft. Both are 1-0. Next to Warren County, where Winton Woods will play at Kings. Both are 1-0. Winton Woods coach Chad Murphy knows every game like this one is big.
Know what we're going to get against Kings, a well-coached, talented football team that's not going to make a ton of mistakes and not going to beat themselves. So, we expect a heck of a game this Friday.
Good ones in Hamilton County tonight features St. Xavier hosting Centerville. Purcell Marion welcomes in Wyoming, while Withrow plays host to Dayton Chaminade Julienne. Southern Ohio, Pickaway County is our next stop. Circleville is 1-0. They play host to 0-1 Washington Courthouse. Circleville coach Jay Sherritt says his team snuck out a tight Week 1 matchup against Warren and says he expects a similar type of game tonight.
We think this game is going to do just about the same thing. A hard physical game, probably won't be decided until the fourth quarter. But if we can stay within one score and maybe put some things together in the fourth quarter, maybe we can pull out another win and be 2-0.
South on Route 23 to Scioto County. Portsmouth West will play host to Portsmouth. Meanwhile, Wheelersburg welcomes in Cincinnati McNicholas. Both are 1-0. McNicholas coach Mike Orlando says Wheelersburg does a great job with what they have.
The numbers aren't great down there in terms of how many kids they have on the team, but they play so hard and it will be a battle for sure. But looking forward to the trip.
Noble County, Caldwell will host Waterford. Both are 1-0. Waterford coach Eric McCutcheon says Caldwell causes some problems.
They have a very experienced offensive line. They work well together. They got a new quarterback who's elusive, can throw. Your ultimate dual threat. He can do multiple things. Got some really good receivers.
Monroe County, Monroe Central in search of their first win. They host 1-0 Bel Air. First ever matchup between these two schools. Bel Air coach Mark Bonar.
This will be the first time we've ever played Monroe Central, so we don't know a whole lot about them. But we're really excited about beginning a new chapter in our history.
And we'll be back to wrap up this week's edition of the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football, presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling, next on the Ohio News Network.
Friday night under the lights reminds us teamwork, dedication, and community start in our schools. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wenson, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we are proud to sponsor tonight's game and even prouder to support our public schools. Whether it's touchdowns or textbooks, success starts with a strong foundation. From the classroom to the end zone, we believe in every student's potential because in Ohio, public education matters.
Every day, farmers rise before the sun and put everything they have into a job so few can do. Their courage, resilience, and relentless work shape the legacies and future of our country. At Beck's, we're proud to stand alongside those who don't wait to see what the world will do. They act, they lead, they are the difference. Beck's honors your commitment to your land, family, and purpose. And while we can't predict what the future holds, there is one thing we can do to change it, and that's be the difference. Right now, in every decision and every season.
This is ONN.
And that'll put a wrap on week number 2 of Tonight in High School Football. As always, wherever your team's in action, hopefully they're going to come out on top. For Brian Mays, I'm Skip Mossick. Enjoy your game broadcast. This is the Ohio News Network.
This has been the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football, presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling from the Ohio News Network.
The following is a broadcast presentation of Central Ohio Sports Network. Welcome to Warhawk Pregame on Central Ohio's Sports Network.
Two bands come together for the national anthem, Westerville Central and Westerville South, to perform the national anthem as Warhawks get ready to take on Wildcats in round 2 of the Battle of the Ville from Warhawk Field, the home opener. And Westerville Central is ready to fly high under the lights tonight and try to take down the Wildcats. Both are 0-1. Both are coming off of losses, and they're looking to find a win in the Ville. We're going to preview it next. Brent Ford and Wes Minke from the sideline on Central Ohio Sports Network.
That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The year was 1907. The Cubs won the World Series and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. One thing that hasn't changed since 1907 is the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. The OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the... You're listening to Warhawk Pregame on Central Ohio Sports Network.
Welcome back inside Warhawk Pregame, Central Ohio Sports Network from Warhawk Field. Brent Ford and Wes Minke with you. And Wes is going to be on the sidelines once again for us tonight. And he already brought us the coin toss as Westerville Central won that toss. Then they deferred, and they will have Westerville South receive and defend the north end zone to start this first quarter of action. And coming off the loss last week at Westerville North, Westerville Central is primed to try to find a comeback, and can they do that? Wes, I thought you asked some great questions of Coach last night in our Minke Asks segment. Even though you couldn't be there, we made sure you had your questions in there. What did you see out of last week that you hope that will improve coming into tonight?
Yeah, I think the Warhawks played aggressive, as Coach said. I think they played a good brand of defense in that second half. I think that's something you can build off of going into this game against South. However, offensively, like we mentioned, not a lot of yards, not a lot of first downs, not a lot of points either. Obviously, a big fat 0. So that's going to suck going into this game, kind of that momentum from a freshman quarterback aspect. But I think, like he said, you want to get Nate Miller in comfortable positions. Obviously, you want to feed Kevin King-Foku. You want to make sure he's a big impact player in this game. And that offensive line, in my mind, has to be the X factor for Central. If they want to move that ball, that big line has to move the ball for them.
Yeah, movement down there is going to be very, very important, and Westerville Central has to find a way to contain the run game of Westerville South. Ian Gordon, that quarterback as well, he's mobile. They've got great receiver as well, so we'll keep an eye on that as the defense hits the field first for Westerville Central. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to hear from Westerville Central head coach Josh Franke as we continue inside our Warhawk pregame on Central Ohio Sports Network.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Ohio at highschoolofficials.com.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Warhawk Pregame on Central Ohio Sports Network.
Welcome back inside Warhawk Pregame here on Central Ohio Sports Network. Brent Ford joined with Westerville Central head coach Josh Franke. Coach, your home opener here in Week 2 of the 2025 season. You're playing host to in-town rival Westerville South. We talked about it the other night, a lot of the X's and O's about this game, but what is the one thing you need your team to come out and do when the kickoff happens?
Honestly, I think it's twofold. It's one, we have to sustain drives on offense, and I think we're going to do that by running the football. Secondly, I think we have to get the field off the field on defense. We can't have those 13, 12-plus yard or 12-plus, play game series. So, got to get off the field. We got to control the clock. We got to win the time of possession. I think if we do that, I think we're going to be all right.
What do you need out of your freshman quarterback tonight, Nate Miller?
Just don't try to do too much. I told him today, don't play hero ball. Like you're a freshman, just play within the confines of the system and don't try to do too much.
Coach, when you look at how Westerville South runs their offense, what are some of the keys that you think your defense needs to keep an eye on in this one?
We got to tackle in the open field. They have a bruiser at running back, and their quarterback's pretty athletic. He can make some moves and can juke some guys out. So we got to make sure that we're able to tackle in the open field.
Who else can support your freshman quarterback tonight around him?
Kevin King. I mean, Kevin King's got to have a night. We got to get him going. Six carries last week, completely unacceptable. I'd really like to see him have a 20-plus night.
Coach, when you think about some of the penalties that happened last week, how do you limit those penalties tonight?
I think just being week 2, it's going to eliminate a lot of that. Looking back in our scrimmage, we didn't have any penalties at all in our first scrimmage in one half. And then, last week was last week. So I think a lot of that is just jitters. I think the moment was really big. It's intense rivalry. Week 1, I think all of those factor in. You're going to get, your nerves get the best of you sometimes. So I think we'll be fine just by it being week 2.
You talked about the other night how you maybe played up last week a little too much and put a lot of pressure on your team. Have you alleviated any of that pressure coming into tonight?
Probably not. I'm a pressure guy. I live in pressure. I love pressure. It helps me rise to the occasion a lot of times, and I think sometimes I don't compute with the mind of a teenager. But, it's like we talked about today, like I compared it to a story. You're reading the story and the teams – doing all these great things, having this perfect offseason, and you're like, there's no way they're going to lose week 1. And then all of a sudden you get that cliffhanger where they lose week 1, and you're almost like, now what's going to happen? And I said, that just because you have that moment in your story where the hero falls down, you still get to rewrite the rest of the story. You get to write the ending. So, you get to do that. Tonight's a new chapter. Let's go.
Coach, best of luck tonight, and hopefully we see you on the other side of a win.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
That's Westerville Central head coach Josh Frankie. Kickoff is next on COSN.
This has been Warhawk Pregame on Central Ohio Sports Network. Welcome to today's game. This is Paul Keels, and you know how much I love broadcasting the Buckeyes, but I also love high school sports. On behalf of the OHSAA, let's all do our part to set a good example and make this a fun and safe experience for the kids involved. I know this game means so much to the players, coaches, and fans, but high school sports are about much more than the wins and losses. They teach life lessons that will be with the players long after their playing days are over. Good luck to both teams, and remember to respect the game.
I loved playing high school sports.
Connect with Central Ohio Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram at COSN Audio, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ohio Sports Network. COSN social media will have score updates, pictures from the game, audio clips, interviews, and more. Follow and like today. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans.
Warhawk Field is coming alive for week 2 of the high school football season as Westerville Central gets ready to play host to the Wildcats of Westerville South. The Warhawks are ready to take flight. Echo has made his flight. The Wildcats have come out onto the field, and there are the bells here at Warhawk Field as the Warhawks get ready to take the field out of the tunnel, and they get greeted by the middle school footballers. They'll break the sign that says Westerville Central. They'll come through the black tunnel. And you can definitely feel it now, folks. This is Warhawk football at its best. Having the bells sound, getting ready to run out onto the field. We're only a couple minutes away from kickoff in week 2 in this Battle of the Ville as the Warhawks make their way into the tunnel. They gather at the front. The cheerleaders ready to run with their flags. The student section ready to run with their flags. Here comes the smoke, and the Warhawks spread their wings. They get ready to take flight. That smoke is a little intense. It covered up everything. I don't quite know if they know when to come out. And here they come. The Warhawks of Westerville Central make their way out onto Warhawk Field. Let's join the second member of our broadcast team, Wes Minke, down on the field. And Wes, what was the feeling like watching those Warhawks run out?
I think it brought me back to high school, man. I feel like I'm about to run back on the field again, run those flags out. Like, let's go.
There's nothing better than high school football on a Friday night with the sun setting. It was quite warm up here in the booth. We stand on top of the press box. It's got a nice nylon cover. The sun really heats it up, but the sun is starting to set, and the temperature is starting to drop. Looking at 67 degrees right now as we get close to kickoff between the Wildcats and the Warhawks. This is the Color Rush game, the black and red game. Westerville Central in their all-black uniforms, black pants, black tops, black helmets with the silver wings, silver numerals, and silver lettering across the chest reading Warhawks. The Wildcats are in their red pants, red tops, red helmets with the white stripe up the middle. Cats on the side of the helmet. Westerville on their chest in black outlined in white. Westerville Central won the opening toss, and they elected to defer. Westerville South will receive, and they will defend the north end zone, which is to our left. Warhawks will kick right to left as we see it from our vantage point atop the press box. Glad you could be with us for week 2 of the high school football season. Really looking forward to how this is going to shake out between these two squads here tonight. Westerville Central and Westerville South ready to get things started.
Kicking off for Westerville Central, number 32, Moran.
Rylan Moran set to kick off for Westerville Central, and back deep for the Wildcats, Isaac Patterson, along with number 22, Eric Smoot. Check that, that's 21, Jamari Alston, and the kick is away. Alston will bring it down at his own 18, finds a hold of the 25-30 up to the 40-yard line for Westerville South, and they're going to start all the way out at their own 44-yard line, but there is a penalty marker down on the far sideline. And we're going to have a sideline warning against Westerville South on that return. So the play will stand, and the Wildcats will have great starting field position to start the first quarter of action as Westerville South looks at some very positive yards. A little windy tonight. I got to find some weights to hold all the papers down. And actually, they're going to say the return came all the way out to midfield. And so the Wildcats will start at the midfield stripe, and they will be led by quarterback Evan Andrews, the senior 6-foot QB. And now we're going to have a whistle, and I don't think they were supposed to be starting at midfield. I thought it was going to be the 45, but I could be mistaken. No one seems to be arguing it, though, on the Westerville Central side, but now they do back it up. They back it up to the 44-yard line. I was going to say, that doesn't seem right, but it is going to be at the 44-yard line. The Wildcats are going to go with Andrews into the shotgun. One back behind him, 2 receivers split out wide to the left, 1 out wide near side right in Kava. The Wildcats will go left to right as we see it. They bring a man in motion from that far side to the near. They'll run it up the middle across the 45 to the midfield stripe into Warhawk territory and brought down at the Westerville Central 47-yard line as Ian Gordon was on that carry. Luke Glazer was on the stop for Westerville Central. Correction, 24. Louise Crozer was on the stop for Westerville Central. Well, Wes, I bought new binoculars, but apparently they don't work yet.
They're almost too clear.
Almost too clear. It'll be 2nd down and 1 for the Wildcats at the Westerville Central 47-yard line. They'll work with 3 receivers, and Andrews will keep it himself up the middle. He's going to get to the Warhawk 44-yard line. It'll be enough for a first down, and the Wildcats will move the chains.
Tackled by number 7, Ezekiel Musagala.
Musagala, the senior D-end, was on that tackle for Westerville Central. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the Warhawks 44-yard line as the Wildcats will move left to right as we see it. Andrews will go into the gun. 2 receivers split out wide to the left, ball far hash mark. 1 receiver near side right. 1 back in the backfield, and that's Gordon behind Andrews. Now shifts onto his right side hip. They bring a man in motion from that far side left. They snap it, hand it off. Gordon, there's a fumble back behind the line. Did Andrews get it? No, Westerville South was able to land back on it. That was Gordon. They're going to lose 2 yards back to the Warhawks 46-yard line. And it will be 2nd and 12 coming up for the Wildcats. A little miscommunication there between running back and quarterback. Andrews and Gordon. And on that loose ball, Gordon was able to come away with it. 2nd down 12 for the Wildcats. Going out wide to the left will be Hassan Kaba. And they'll bring 2 receivers to the near side right in Patterson and Asifa. Andrews will go into the shotgun with Gordon onto his left side hip. Man in motion in that backfield. The snap to Andrews, handoff. And they're actually going to change up the running back. But they are going to get a few yards out of this. Brandon Williams was on the carry. Musagala was in on the stop for Westerville South. Check that, Westerville Central. Third down and 8 for Westerville South at the Westerville Central 42-yard line. And this is what we talked about at the coaches show. We talked about it a little bit tonight as well in the pregame. It's 3rd down and long. Can the defense of Westerville Central get off the field? The Wildcats go with 4 wide, 3 to the near side right. Andrews into the shotgun. They'll split Williams out wide to the left in the slot. That's 5 wide. Andrews alone in the backfield, dropping back. Looks to the near side, pumps, fires over the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for Patterson, and the Wildcats can't complete on that route toward the middle. And it looks like the Wildcats are going to have to punt it away. So the defense able to, in the secondary, apply enough pressure and force Westerville South to make an ill-advised throw out of the reach. And now they'll have to punt it on 4th down. Cam Hebner back to receive. Ethan Rosen to kick it away for Westerville South. Punt is away. Line drive. Cam Hebner comes under it at his own 15-yard line. Near side 20, 25, and he's wrapped up with penalty markers flying in on the play. And in on the stop for the Wildcats is Elijah Jackson. But we'll check the penalty during the play. It came from the near sideline. And I believe it's going to go against Westerville South was the initial indication by the referee as the officials discuss it. But it will stay with Westerville Central on the possession. It'll be a personal foul face mask. Correction. The referee does say personal foul face mask against Westerville South. And so with the penalty, it'll mark the ball for Westerville Central all the way up to their own 39-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for this freshman quarterback, Nate Miller. And they'll put 2 receivers out wide to the right. That's Omar Bangora with 1 receiver inside of him. Bangora comes in motion from the far side of the near. Penalty markers fly. And there might have been some movement on Westerville South. I thought I saw it by Jackson, and it was. So move the football further. And the Warhawks will get 5 yards out of that one, and they'll be moved up to their own 44-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 5 for Westerville Central at their own 44-yard line. Nate Miller calls for the huddle, relays the play to the Warhawks, and they break the huddle. 1st and 5 for Westerville Central at their own 44. Miller will go into the gun. Kevin King-Foku behind him. Bangora lined up far side right. They snap it, hand it off up the middle. Kevin King-Foku breaks a hold in midfield and into Wildcat territory. Brought down on the play by Patterson. And that'll be a fresh set of downs for Westerville Central. They move the ball. Coach Frankie talked about feeding Kevin King-Foku coming into this game, and right there they fed him on 1st and 5, and he gets a nice big chunk. Nate Miller will work out of the shotgun, and Kevin King Foku will be lined up behind him. Bangora goes out wide to the right with one man inside of him. They bring that man in motion to this near side. Miller will take the snap. They hand it off. Kevin King Foku coming to the near side, gets tripped up by the shoelaces from behind on the play, and that was Manny Norwood who tripped him up. Jackson might have had the tackle afterwards, but it was Norwood who tripped up Kevin King Foku. But it's second down from the Westerville South 42-yard line for Westerville Central. 2nd and 5 for the silver and black. Ball near hash mark. And it'll be Cam Hebner who goes out wide to the right. Omar Bangoro lines up to the near side left. Ball near hash mark. Clocks will roll. Kevin King Foku to the left hip of Nate Miller out of the gun. 2nd and 5. Omar Bangora went into the backfield. Now Kevin King Foku gets the handoff. Runs into his own player. Hassan Kaba was also there for Westerville South, but it doesn't matter because it results in a first down for Westerville Central. Let's check in on the sideline with Wes Minke on this drive.
Yeah, you talk about a guy who looks a lot bigger than everyone else on the field. Kevin King Foku looks like a linebacker playing running back. He is massive.
Cam Hebner goes out wide to the right with Omar Bangora. Kevin King Foku into the backfield. And they'll hand it off to Kevin King Foku. Comes to the near side, gets tripped up right around the 30-yard line. And it was a hard hit, and still down on the play is Westerville South's number 21, Jamari Alston. And he's going to maybe need some attention by the medical staff as he took a hard hit by Kevin King Foku. And he might have just got the wind knocked out of him as he's slow to stand up, but the Westerville Central training staff gets to him. So does the Westerville South staff, and they will get Alston off the field and over to the far sideline. 7 minutes to play in the first quarter of action, and Westerville South defensively right now can't stop Kevin King Foku.
All right, 2nd down and 4 at the 28-yard line.
It'll be 2nd down and 4 for Westerville Central at the Westerville South 28-yard line. They put the receivers close to the line either side. They send a man in motion. Nate Miller, the snap out of the shotgun, handing it off Kevin King Foku in the backfield. He's going to be wrapped up, and the football comes loose. But the officials say he was down. Being wrapped up on the play by Landon Vickery. But it was not a fumble. He was down on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8. That time the Wildcats read that it was going to be a run by Kevin King Foku. So 3rd down and 8, Westerville Central at the Wildcat 32-yard line. They go 4 receivers split either side. Ball near hash mark. Miller out of the gun. They'll send a man in motion from left to right of the formation. Miller dropping back, wants to throw, fires. It's a little high for Omar Bangora into double coverage. Patterson was there along with Norwood, and it'll bring up 4th down for Westerville Central, and it looks like Coach Frankie says we're going to get the punt unit out there. He talked about in the coaches show, Coach Frankie did, that maybe he should have not gone for some of them. Now, Omar Bangora is lined up to punt, but it's a little shallow. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to punt it away, and it's going to take a little drop at around the 7-yard line, and a great job by Omar Bangora. As I remember them doing that last year, it allows them the option, if Omar Bangora sees an opportunity, then he can run that if he sees a hole open up, but that's not the case here. No score at the 5:40 mark, and Westerville Central ends up at the Westerville South 32-yard line and has to punt it away. So both teams have had a possession, and nothing has come from it, and they've been in each other's territory, and Westerville South will have some tough starting field position here as we hit that 5:40 mark to play in the first quarter. They're going to mark this at the, is that at the 7 or the 8 there, Wes? 7-yard line. All right, thank you. So Westerville South starts at their own 7. Evan Andrews will work out of the shotgun, and he's got a receiver all the way to the near side numbers. Ball far hash mark, couple backs in the backfield with him. Andrews will keep it himself up the middle, and he's going to meet a couple of black jerseys. As in on the tackle for Westerville Central was Jalen Spraggins, the freshman defensive tackle, 6 foot, 261.
Second down and 7.
Second down and 7 for Westerville South. They get out to their own 10-yard line. 2nd and 7. Here in the color rush game, Battle of the Ville, Westerville South, Westerville Central, no score. 5:08 to play, first quarter. Wildcats with the possession. Westerville South working out of the gun. This is Andrews. They're going to go 3 receivers to the near side right, 1 far side left at the numbers. Andrews with Gordon onto his left side. They bring a man in motion. Patterson left to right of the formation. Hand it off Gordon. He works on that left edge, and the Warhawks are going to pile him up and not get any more than a couple of yards on that one. It'll bring up 3rd down. Ball will be spotted at the 13-yard line. Under 4:30 to play in this first quarter. No score yet. Second possession for Westerville South. Patterson comes out wide to the right, along with Asifa and Penny. One receiver out wide to the left. All alone at the numbers, and we're going to have a whistle and a timeout by Westerville South as that play clock was rolling down. 4:05 to play in this first quarter of action, and the Wildcats being a little frustrated as they were pinned back inside their own 10-yard line to open up this drive, and now they're at their own 13-yard line. They're looking at 3rd and 4 on this second possession. And the Warhawk defense seems to be a little bit more responsive tonight, and I'm not sure if that's what it looks like down there, but Wes, it seems like the defense is playing with a little bit of a faster step.
Yeah, it looks like this Warhawk team playing with a collective calmness this game. It looks like, kind of like Coach Frankie said, he might have drummed up the hype a little too much for that North game. This game, the Warhawks kind of came out a little more smooth, a little more calm. This defense kind of standing up the run game, which is the biggest factor South has right now. Make them throw the ball and force the hands out of his quarterback.
It will be 3rd down for the Wildcats and 4 to go at their own 13-yard line. They'll put a receiver out wide to the left. That's Kaba. 3 receivers near side right. Ball middle of the hashes, and Andrews is now going to be all alone in the backfield. Gordon will go into the slot, far side left. Andrews dropping back. Penalty marker flies. Andrews the carry across the 20 down to the 25 and out to the 27-yard line. But this one might be coming back. Initial indication is offsides on the offense of Westerville South. Musagala had that stop for Westerville Central, but it's null and void as it is offsides against the Wildcats. Under 4 to play in the opening quarter, and the ball will be now spotted inside the 10-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 8, so it'll be 3rd down and 8 for Westerville South. This might change the play call here a little bit. They'll go 3 receivers near side right, 1 far side left. Andrews will go into the shotgun, and it'll be Ian Gordon behind him. Now works on to his left side hip. Play clock at 6. Man in motion near side over to the far side. Evan Andrews dropping back, throwing middle of the field, looking deep. Has Patterson in stride, and he's going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Westerville South.
Andrews pass complete to Patterson for the touchdown. Flag on the play.
There's a penalty marker down, and the penalty is going to go against the Warhawks. Big play opportunity there for the Wildcats, and they convert. They were back at their own 9-yard line. Ethan Rosen, the point after. "91-yard touchdown play for the Wildcats. And the extra point is up, and it is going to be good, but there are penalty markers there during the snap, and it's going to be a false start on Westerville South.
False start on the offense. Try that again from the 8.
So the extra point will be pushed back a little further, and this will turn into a 25-yard extra point. Rosen has it squared up. Snap is back, a little high. Hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. The Wildcats lead 7-0 over Westerville Central with 3:24 to play in the first quarter. A 91-yard pass play from Andrews to Patterson. He was wide open in stride, middle of the field. And I thought the same thing I think the defense thought was, I think Andrews is going to run for it. And then he stepped up a little bit, and then all of a sudden Patterson was there across the middle and a big pass play. Is that what you saw down there on the field, Wes?
Yeah, it looks like the South offense tried to get the Warhawks to bite on the run, which they did. All the safeties dropped down into the box, left that back wide open.
So Omar Bangora and Cam Hebner will be back deep to receive the kickoff from the Wildcats. This will be Ethan Rosen to kick it off for the Wildcats as they lead Westerville Central 7-0, 3:24 first quarter action. Little miscommunication on personnel. The South Wildcats get that last man in there. And Rosen has it teed up, and he's getting ready to send it away. Kicking left to right. Sends it, and Hebner is going to come down in the end zone. And that ball will come out for a touchback. As Westerville Central will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
1st and 10. Spotted at the 20-yard line.
Well, if you needed a good offensive possession, this is the time, as Coach Frankie knows that his team struggles from being behind. And right now, with the way that the freshman quarterback and his arm strength is, they can't do a lot of big pass plays. He's just not there for some of those big deep balls. But if they can cut some of these under routes, then they might have an opportunity to get some big chunks. Kevin King-Foku is going to split out wide to the right. Omar Bangora goes into the backfield now. Nate Miller takes the snap, high snap. Omar Bangora gets the carry, works onto the right side, 25, 30, and then finally tripped up across the 20-yard line. And he was tripped up on the play by Hassan Kaba, but there's a penalty marker down in the backfield. And it's going to be a hold against Westerville Central, so this one's coming back. Self-inflicted wounds there by Westerville Central. 3:17 first quarter. And Westerville Central trails Westerville South 7-0. Nate Miller is going to go into the shotgun after this huddle, I should say. Normally that's what the position they go to. Yeah, I am calling it a little bit. Tony Romo reference. Nate Miller will go into the shotgun. Kevin King-Foku onto his left side hip. Cam Hebner in motion, but now penalty markers. But not before timeout is taken by Coach Frankie and the Westerville Central Warhawks. And Coach Frankie is not pleased with his offense right now. Emphatic that they get to the sideline quickly. And so Coach Frankie and his team will talk things over. And his offense struggling there, and you could tell that they were not on the same page on what they wanted to do. Play clock running down, and they had to call that timeout. 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter, and Coach Frankie trying to get his players on the same wavelength right now as they break the huddle. And so out of the timeout, Westerville Central will go from their far hash mark right to left as we see it. Out of the shotgun, it'll be 1st down and 20 at their own 10-yard line with two receivers split out wide to the right. Cam Hebner comes in motion to this near side. Kevin King-Foku gets the handle, and he's met by a wall of red jerseys and taken down by a couple of Wildcats. London Vickroy brings him down. And that'll bring 2nd and 20 for Westerville Central. Well, you got to think you're going to need a couple big chunk plays here if you're Westerville Central. And with the way that Nate Miller needs to throw the football, they're not going to be able to do too much of that right now. And now Westerville Central has to burn another timeout because they were not on the same page. You could see they were breaking the huddle, and they were frustrated that they weren't on the same page about what the play was. So they have to burn a second timeout. We'll have to ask Coach Frankie next week, but is it the relay of the play from the sideline to Nate Miller, or is it Nate Miller to the huddle that's getting miscommunicated? And right now, they'll break the huddle. They've used 2 timeouts here in the last couple minutes. And out of the timeout, Omar Bangura is going to come to the near side left. Ball far hash mark. Bangura all alone. He's the only receiver right now. They're going to bring him in motion to the line. They'll hand it off Kevin King-Foku, but then a reverse to Omar Bangura. Far side 15. Breaks a tackle to the 20. Far sideline 25. Breaks middle of the field 30. And he's finally tripped up right across the 30 to the 31. A pickup of 21 yards for Omar Bangura to keep the Warhawk drive alive. A big run by Omar Bangura to keep this drive alive for the senior. A 21-yard rush for that wide receiver, and it gives it 1st and 10 Westerville Central at their own 31-yard line. Nate Miller is going to go under center. 3 backs in the backfield. They'll hand it off Kevin King-Foku. Brushes off one Wildcat across the 35 and gets down to about the 37-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down for Westerville Central. It was Manny Norwood on the stop for the Wildcats. Wes saying in my ear that was not a brush off, it was a drag by Kevin King-Foku, and you're right, actually. That's a better way to describe that. It will be 2nd down and 3 for Westerville Central at their own 38-yard line. And on 2nd down, it'll be Kevin King-Foku lined up behind Miller out of the gun. Miller rolling out to the near side, wanting to throw, under pressure, over the middle, incomplete. He was looking on the play for Westerville Central's Kevin Blas, and he throws it a little too high for Blas, and it's incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down for the Warhawks. On 3rd down and 3, the Warhawks will work under center. 3 backs in the backfield. No receivers set on this one. They'll hand it off. Kevin King-Foku works onto the right edge across the 40, breaks a tackle to midfield, and he's going to be forced out of bounds at around the 40-yard line of Westerville South. Kevin King-Foku gets a 1st down for the Silver and Black in Wildcat territory with 50 seconds to play in the 1st quarter of action. That was a great run by Kevin King-Foku. What'd you see down there, Wes?
Yeah, he's playing physical right now. We mentioned the Warhawks need some more playmakers to get the ball out of Nate Miller's hands, and Kevin King-Foku and Omar Bangura have stepped up tonight. Big rushes from both those guys.
Omar Bangura comes out wide to the left on this 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 40-yard line for Westerville Central. Nate Miller is able to pull the defense off sides. Jumping was London Vickroy. An encroachment by the Wildcats. It'll give Westerville Central a 1st and 5 at the Wildcat 35-yard line. Great hard count by the freshman there. He did that last week against Westerville North as well. He's been handling himself pretty well over the last 5 quarters of action. And with 50 seconds remaining in this 1st quarter, Omar Bangura splits out wide to the left. Ball far hash mark at the Wildcat 35-yard line. Miller out of the gun. Foku onto his right. Miller keeps it himself. He runs across the 35, far side 30, and he's forced out of bounds in the Wildcats sideline. And he'll run out of that one as being forced out of bounds by Knight on the play of Westerville South. It will be first down. Yeah, getting Nate Miller involved in the run game was going to be one of the things that Coach Frankie talked about in week 1. He's dynamic that way, and that was the first major run we've seen out of him on the season. 1st and 10, Westerville Central at the Wildcat 29-yard line. Hebner will come out wide to the left. Omar Bangora in the slot near side. Miller out of the gun with Kevin King-Foku to his left side hip. Ball far hash mark on 1st and 10. They're going to throw it on first down, and they'll get it across to the near side 25, to the 20, and down into the Wildcat 18-yard line will be Cohen Buss for Westerville Central on a great catch and run. That was a great first down pass. It results into a first down for Westerville Central. And the Warhawks, are they going to call this 2nd and short? I was going to say, the officials, it should be first down. And the clock is winding now. Will the Warhawks just let the clock wind out? They've got time to do it and get to the second quarter. They're going to take a quick snap here. It's 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 19-yard line. High snap for Miller. Hands it off Kevin King-Foku. Goes to the 15-yard line with a penalty marker flying in as time expires here in the first quarter. But let's see what the play resulted in with that penalty marker. And no call yet. We'll see what the officials say here. I think they're going to discuss the clock maybe as well.
Personal foul, chop block.
The chop block is called against the Warhawks of Westerville Central on the penalty. And are they going to call it the end of the first quarter, or will it be an untimed down? The officials still talking about that.
And that's the end of the first
And it is. That is the end of the first quarter. Westerville South leads Westerville Central 7-0 on COSN.
Buckeye football great and NFL Super Bowl champion Jim Lachey on sportsmanship.
Winning and losing can teach kids many lessons, but high school sports are truly about respecting your opponent, representing your school, and building the foundation for a lifetime of success. High school sports create memories that last a lifetime. And member schools of the OHSAA are committed to following a high set of standards. Whether it's on the field or in the stands, we can all do our part to respect the game.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
This is the home of the Westerville Central Warhawks, Central Ohio Sports Network.
Had to come out of that break quickly because the officials said they are going to do one untimed down in the first quarter, so the first quarter not over. Miller is going to go under center for Westerville Central. It's a first down, but they spotted it all the way out at the 34-yard line, and they'll hand it off on a run up the middle to the 30-yard line. And on that carry was Riley Moran on the carry, and that should be the end of the first quarter now.
And now we have the end of the first.
And now it is. Let's get back to that break as Wildcats lead Warhawks 7-0 on COSN.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Ohio needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com. This is the home of the Westerville Central Warhawks, Central Ohio Sports Network.
Well, the second quarter about to get underway here for Westerville Central as they have that first down play. And the ball will be spotted at the Wildcat 29-yard line as they flip the script here. That chop block, that's why they were pushed all the way back. I forgot about the penalty. And we're going to talk about the officials were on the coaches' phones talking to the press box about something operationally with the press box. Not sure what that was about, but it will be second down now for Westerville Central at the Wildcat 29-yard line. Miller out of the gun, throws it to Bangura, breaks a tackle, spins away from another, working far side, and he gets to the 30, down to the 29, and brought down maybe around the 28-yard line. And all that action for maybe a yard of gain or back to the line of scrimmage. But either way, Westerville Central now looking at a third down.
Tackle by number 10, Andre Braxton, for the Cats. That'll bring up 3rd and 20.
Third down and 20, so no gain on the play for Westerville Central as they are in Wildcat territory. Miller will work out of the gun. 2 receivers set to the near side right. Miller rolling out, throws into the flat, caught by Omar Bangura, and they're going to say it was a catch to the 21-yard line. The Wildcats say it was not, but there is a penalty marker down on the play, and it's an illegal man downfield on Westerville Central. Once again, self-inflicted wounds by Westerville Central. They had some positive yards there. Gain of 8. And Omar Bangura coming up, and you can tell he's getting quite the workout tonight. 11 minutes to play in the first half, and it's a 7-0 lead for Westerville South as the officials decide where this ball is going to be spotted. The penalty is actually going to be declined. It's going to bring up 4th down for Westerville Central. Probably a smart move by the coaching staff of Westerville South, their head coach Eric Callan, to decline that and force 4th down and long. It'll be 4th and 12 for Westerville Central, and Coach Frankie says we're going to go for it. Miller is going to have to wait. They bring a man in motion from the sideline to make sure that all the personnel are there. 4 receivers bunched, far side left. Hebner alone, near side right. Miller dropping back, signaling he wants Hebner into the back of the end zone, incomplete. You could tell that Miller wanted Hebner all the way. He looked there right as he got the ball on the snap, and Hebner was in the back of the end zone, but it was overthrown by a little bit as they stopped this drive at the Wildcat. Was that the 21-yard line? It was. It was a great play. Hebner was all alone and had his man beat to the back of the end zone. And it is 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 21-yard line now, working right to left as we see it, their first possession of this second quarter. Andrews will put a man in motion, and they'll drop it back and hand it off to Gordon, who finds a hole to the right side, across to the 25, down to the 26. Brought down by a couple of Warhawks on that play. Omar Bangura being one of them, along with Westerville Central's Luke Glazer as well. Second down and 5 coming up after that Ian Gordon 5-yard rush out to their own 26-yard line. The receiver goes out wide to the right. That's Kaba. Ball far hash mark. 2 receivers to the near side left. Patterson and Asifa will come to this near side. Andrews out of the gun. They'll hand it off Gordon. Works to the near side edge. Finds a hole and gets across the 30 down to the 32. A couple of Warhawks there on the stop. One of them being number 27, Devon Lipsy. And that'll be enough for a Wildcat first down as they get it to the 33-yard line. Wildcats working quickly now. They go 3 receivers split out wide to the right. Ball between the hashes at their own 33-yard line. 1st and 10. Receiver to the numbers near side left. One back in the backfield for Andrews out of the gun. Bobbles the snap. It's on the ground. Picks it up. Rolls to his right. Under pressure. And he's going to be brought down in the backfield for a loss. It was Crozier who brought him down for Westerville Central. Great job by sticking with the play on that one.
24, Moise Crozier.
And now we're going to have a penalty marker on this near sideline, and it's going to be a sideline warning on Westerville Central. They got to get Got to get a get-back coach down there. Both sides. Hire Wes Minke, he says. He'll sideline report and be the get-back coach on game nights. He's multi-talented, folks. The result of the play will be second down after a loss all the way to the 29-yard line for Westerville South. It'll be 2nd and 14 from the far hash mark with a 4-receiver set, split either side. Andrews into the back, shotgun, and onto his right is Gordon. Andrews will delayed handoff to Gordon, gets to the 30 to the 32, and they might give him the 33. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for Westerville South. Devon Lipsey on the stop once again for Westerville Central. 9:05 to play in this second quarter. And on 3rd and 10, the Wildcats, you have to be prepared for the pass play. They did it on a 91-yard touchdown in that first quarter. And they're going to bring 2 receivers to the near side left, 2 far side right. Ball far hash mark. Andrews into the gun. Gordon onto his right side hip. 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. Man in motion, far side to near side. Andrews allows the play to set. Lots of movement. And the play clock was running down. I think we're going to have a delay of game. It is a delay of game on Westerville South. And the Wildcats are now looking at an even longer 3rd down. So 3rd and 15 for Westerville South. Back behind their own 30-yard line. They're at the 28. They need the 43 for a first down. 3rd and 15 for the Wildcats. A 3-receiver set from the far hash, 2 to the near side. Andrews dropping back, looking over the middle. Pumps, penalty markers fly. Andrews is going to be brought down at around the 26-yard line. He's going to lose yardage, but there is a penalty marker down by the referee in the backfield. Greg Woods, who we had on the Josh Frankie Coaches Show last night, was in on the tackle for the Silver and Black, and it is a hold against the Wildcats. Yeah, you're right, Wes. It is a tough decision. Do you decline, accept? I would think you would decline it because it would move to 4th down, correct?
Pin them back even further.
Yeah, pin them back even further. That's a good point. But now you're looking at 4th down, and the Wildcats are going to line up for 4th and 15, and now we're going to get a timeout by Coach Callan and the Wildcat staff to talk things over to make sure that's the decision they want to do. And the Hawks nest is loud. The Warhawks are pumped up. And, Wes, while we're in this timeout, Coach Frankie, I was talking to him as he was walking to the locker room in the early pregame. We had a quick conversation, and we were talking about winning. And he said, is winning fun or is it fun to win? And a little brain teaser kept my mind running for a little bit as we walked to the locker room. I mean, how would you address a quote like that?
I would personally say I think it's fun to win. Winning is hard. Winning is not fun. Winning is not easy. It takes a lot of talent and hard work to win, but to win is very fun.
Well, there you go. From a Warhawk athlete himself.
Back in punt formation.
State champion, that's right. State champion Wes Minke from the bowling team.
Come on now.
All right, it's 4th down for Westerville South, and they're in punt formation. They've got one where Westerville Central has a man back deep to receive the punt, and it is away. And it'll be Cam Hebner to the near side, 45, and he breaks his way to about midfield.
Tackled by number 28, Darjan Knight.
Knight was on the tackle.
And
it'll be 1st and 10 for Westerville Central at midfield. And then this is a good time to put together another nice drive and get some points up on the board and try not to have any penalties come out that work against you. That'll be the most critical part of this, is no self-inflicted wounds with penalties. Westerville Central needs to stay in it. Miller will work out of the gun. Foku will work onto his right side hip with two receivers split either side. Bangura on that far side left. They'll hand it off to Kevin King Foku, who finds a hold of the 45 of Westerville South, turning his legs down to the 40 and inside to the 38-yard line for a first down for Westerville Central. They'll mark him back to the 39.
That's a Warhawk first down.
That is a big man to bring down Kevin King Foku, 6'2", 217. First and 10 for Westerville Central at the South 39-yard line with 7:45 to roll in this second quarter. Cam Hebner's going to go out wide to the left. Bangura comes to the near side right. Kevin King Foku onto the left hip of Miller. Now Bangura works into the backfield. They'll hand it off Foku across the 40, 35-30, and he's down to the 29-yard line with a penalty marker flying from this near sideline. And we're going to have a hold against Westerville Central as the call on the field. And that's what we were what I was saying, but right before the drive started was no self-inflicted wounds with penalties, and right there's a hold that brings that great run by Kevin King back. But Coach Frankie gets right back into it as an offensive play caller. Brings his quarterback over to the sideline, gives him the new play with his tight end, Cohen Buss. The ball will be spotted back at the 47-yard line of Westerville South. It'll be 1st and 18 for Westerville Central. Miller will work out of the gun. Buss in motion to the near side. Kevin King Foku in the backfield. They'll hand it off to him. Works to the near side, 45-40. And finally brought down at the 35-yard line. And that'll bring up a second down and 6. Yeah, after the penalty and the big play by Kevin King Foku, now it's, like Wes just said in my ear, a more manageable second down. 2nd and 6. And Westerville Central will break the huddle. Play clock is at 13, 6:30 to play until halftime. 7-0 your score, Westerville South leading Westerville Central. Cam Hebner goes out wide to the left. Inside of him will be Julian Bradley. Kevin King Foku also goes into the slot far side, and now Westerville Central has to burn their last time out of the half, and Coach Frankie, you could tell, was frustrated after that as well because they weren't on the same page once again. The frustrations are big there. What do you see down there, Wes?
Yeah, I think this idea that your freshman quarterback kind of has to manage the game and get the ball in the right guy's hands, it's been affecting Coach Frankie's offense just because he hasn't been able to get the play calls in as quickly and as efficiently as he's wanted to. Obviously running those guys to the sideline to help him get the call in. Got to rely on your guy in the field, though. He's got to do a better job in the backfield.
Thanks, Jerry, for all you do.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6 for Westerville Central out of the timeout. They've used their last timeout, 6:18 to play. Unable to use anything more now. And if they're in trouble, they're just going to have to work through it. They go with a 4-receiver set, split either side. Ball to the near hash mark at the Wildcat 35-yard line, 2nd and 6. Kevin King Foku works into the slot far side. Omar Bangura now onto the right hip of Miller. Miller dropping back, wants to throw over the middle. 3-man rush, flushed from the pocket to the near side, throws along, and he can't get it to Omar Bangura as Bangura was looking toward the sideline, and Miller said, I can't throw it there because there's a defender behind you who could run up on you. It's a little miscommunication between the freshman QB and the senior wide receiver. So now it'll be 3rd down and 6 for Westerville Central. And Omar Bangura is going to need a breather after that one, and he comes to the sideline. Miller's going to go under center with 3 backs in the backfield on 3rd and 6 at the Wildcat 35-yard line. Bobbles the snap, hands it off. Kevin King Foku comes near side to the 35, and that's where he stopped. And it'll go to 4th and 6 for Westerville Central. Andre Braxton on the stop for the Wildcats as Westerville Central will move into punt formation here, I believe, unless Miller is going to go for it. Clock is winding, under 6 minutes to play. 7-0, Westerville South leads Westerville Central. Cam Hebner is going to go out wide to the left with Omar Bangura into the slot. Inside of him on that far side left. Buss to the near side right. Now in motion to that far side left. Miller out of the gun. Play action. Finds Buss. It's popped up into the air and intercepted by Westerville South at the 30-yard line. Taking it all the way back into Warhawk territory was number 21, Jamari Alston.
Jamari Alston with the interception. Tackled by number 13, Cam Hebner.
A deflection into the air, and Alston is able to bring it back. And Westerville South is going to have some nice field position now on this possession.
10 from 37 for the Cats.
From the Westerville Central 47-yard line, Andrews will work out of the gun for Westerville South. And the Warhawks had a nice drive starting to build there, some penalties, but they were starting to maybe find some momentum. Gordon is going to have it on first down. He runs to the 35, down to the 31-yard line.
Gordon on the carry.
A lot of black jerseys bringing him down. One that pops up is Julian Bradley. 5:09 to play in this second quarter. And that was a energy balloon bust by that interception. A different feel on this home sideline now inside Warhawk Field. Andrews out of the gun. Two receivers to the near side left, two far side right. Gordon in motion now, left to right. They'll hand it off Gordon. He's going to throw on second down toward the end zone, up into the air, and it's going to be a touchdown. Gordon caught it, and it went into the hands of Patterson.
Gordon's pass. Ian Gordon's pass.
And Omar Bangora was in on the coverage.
For touchdown.
Patterson with his second receiving touchdown of the night.
Ethan Rosen to attempt the extra point.
Ethan Rosen for the point after. Ball is back. Hold is down. Kick is up. And it is good. The interception turns into 7 on the board. 14-0 is your score as Westerville South leads Westerville Central. And Wes, what's the energy now down on that Warhawks sideline?
Yeah, you talked about the energy kind of fading away quickly. That quick little burst there, a two-play drive, and a touchdown off the pick is going to be a massive change in energy on both sides. The Warhawks kind of lost a lot there. And Nate Miller seemingly kind of getting in his own head on those pass plays after they've ran the ball really well tonight. Seeing his passes not be as effective and not really working, kind of hindering the freshman quarterback.
Recapping South scoring drive. 2 plays, 37 yards.
Well, I think both teams were a little confused. They lined up opposite sides of the field. They thought it was still the first quarter lineup, but it'll be Cam Hebner and Omar Bangora to receive the kickoff here from Westerville South. Ethan Rosen set to kick it away at the 4:42 mark to play.
Hebner and Bangura back deep for the Hawks. Rosen to put it in the air.
So Westerville Central down by 2 touchdowns to Westerville South. Rosen ready to kick right to left as we see it. It's on its way. Cam Hebner's going to come down on it at the 5-yard line near side. Now works middle of the field, 15 to the 20. Breaks one tackle to the 25 and then gets wrapped up right there by 3 Wildcats on the play is Cam Hebner, and that's where Westerville Central will start this drive, 1st and 10 inside their own territory.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 26.
They'll mark him up to the 26-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Warhawks. Well, they've had a couple of possessions here, Wes, that have been starting out good. A penalty kicks them backwards, and then they panic a little bit, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, the freshman quarterback playing a big factor in that one. I think that he needs to calm this team down a little bit, rely on that run a little more, like Kevin King Folk who could have work.
Miller will hand it off. No, check that. He goes out to the flat to Kevin King Foku, and he's going to be dropped for a loss back behind the line. And that'll bring up second down and long for Westerville Central.
3 on the play. Lauren Vickroy had the tackle for the Wildcats.
Vickroy on the tackle for Westerville South. Ball is spotted back at the 23-yard line. Second and about 13 to go. Ball at the 23. Omar Bangura in motion from this near side. They'll hand it off. Kevin King-Foku finds a hold of the 25 and gets back to the 26. And that'll bring up third down and 10 for Westerville Central.
And it'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Gets a few more than I thought. 3rd and 9 now. But it's still a long third down for the Warhawks as the clock is ticking away in this second quarter. Under 3:30 to play. And now we're going to have some whistles and stoppage of clock for an equipment issue by Westerville Central. Just like last year, they're emphasizing the knee pads, making sure that the pad is over the knees. So a lot of those equipment issues are what officials will send players off the field for. 3rd and 9, Westerville Central. 4 receivers bunched to the near side right. Miller flush from the pocket, wants to throw, and it's incomplete. He was looking at the 45-yard line for Julian Bradley, the sophomore wide receiver. He had to come back to it. He fell a little bit, and now there's a late penalty marker down after the play, and it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against Westerville South after the play. And that should keep things alive for Westerville Central now. That'll turn into an automatic first down for the Silver and Black.
Conduct on Westerville South.
So a fresh set of downs for Westerville Central now.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line.
So 1st and 10, Westerville Central at their own 42-yard line. After that penalty by Westerville South, they'll go 4 receivers, split either side, ball between the hashes. Miller will bring a man in motion from far side to near. He'll drop back, wants to throw, finds Cam Hebner. It's incomplete. It was behind him on the pass, and then all of a sudden a lot of stomping on Cam Hebner, but no penalty markers fly in.
Cam Hebner, incomplete.
I thought for a second that the Wildcats were stomping on him.
Jordan Penny has coverage for the Cats. They bring up 2nd down.
Either way, it's 2nd down now for Westerville Central at their own 42. Well, Westerville South had some news in the basketball world. Ed Kalo retired, and Coach Killmeyer was named the new head coach at Westerville South for boys basketball this week. 2nd down run for Westerville Central. And they'll make it across the 45 to about the 47-yard line on a carry by Rylan Moran. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
By number 51,
if anyone is familiar with Central Ohio basketball, they'll know that Coach Killmeyer has been around the South program for a very long time. So he's very familiar with the goals and what the program history is there for Westerville South. So you probably won't see much of a change in the way the competitive balance works for Westerville South on the hardwood. But here on the gridiron, it's 3rd down and 6 for Westerville Central. Miller on 3rd down, flush from the pocket, tries to flip it underneath, and it's incomplete. He tried to go underneath to one of his linemen, Cameron Gilg, the center. And that'll bring up 4th down now for Westerville Central, and the punt unit will come out onto the field. There is actually a penalty marker down. It is intentional grounding, the penalty on the freshman quarterback. That'll be a loss of down. Oh, good point, Wes. Thanks for telling me that you didn't clear the line of scrimmage on that little emergency pass of his. So Westerville Central will punt it away from their own 28-yard line. High snap. Cohen Bus sends it away. It's a great punt, though, and it'll be a fair catch called by Patterson, but it takes a bounce for Westerville Central inside the 15-yard line down to the 14. That was a great punt by Cohen Bus to flip the field here. And Westerville South will look at a 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play until we get to halftime. We'll have our halftime report. But Skip Mossick will kick us off in the halftime. Andrews will come out onto the field in the shotgun. Gordon will be right behind him with a 3-receiver set to the right, 1 to the near side left. That's 4 receivers for the Wildcats. Andrews out of the gun will motion Gordon onto his right side hip. The snap is low. Andrews bobbled it, and it's going to be a sack in the backfield, and a great job by Westerville Central to stay up on the play for Greg Woods to get that tackle. Second down and a loss of 5. And it'll be 2nd and 15 for Westerville South at their own 10-yard line. With just about 90 seconds to play until halftime. Andrews will work out of the gun, and they'll have 3 receivers to the near side left. Ball near hash mark at their own 10-yard line is Westerville South. Andrews flush from the pocket, rolls near side. Wide open receiver with penalty markers flying, and a great catch by Kaba. And he makes his way up to his own, looks like 40-yard line, but there is a penalty marker down back by the line of scrimmage. Ineligible man. They signaled Westerville Central. Well, that can't be right. I was going to say, there you go. An eligible man downfield on Westerville South. Yeah, you can tell from where the flag was thrown. So the penalty will mark Westerville South back to their own 5-yard line. 2nd and 20, and let's check in with Wes on that last penalty.
Yeah, it looked like the receivers out wide to the near side here on our left was offset for the South Wildcats, and that's why they got that call there.
So 2nd and 20 for Westerville South with 1:09 to work with until halftime. Andrews out of the gun. Play clock at 6. Quick snap. Andrews hands it off Gordon. He's running the goal line now out to the 5. Far sideline hashes. And he makes his way to the 10-yard line. Gets gain of 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 15. Omar Bangura on the tackle for Westerville Central. Clock is winding, under a minute to play in this first half of action. We'll make sure that we catch Coach Frankie going into the locker room here. We'll try to make sure that Wes has some time to grab him before we head into our halftime report. And it looks like Westerville South is going to take the delay of game penalty here. No, correction, they're going to take a timeout. And they drained as much clock as they could. 21 seconds remaining in this second quarter. And that should be the last timeout by Westerville South in this one, as the Warhawks trail Westerville South 14-0. Andrews to Patterson in the first quarter. It was a 91-yard touchdown pass, made it 7-0. And off the interception, Alston was able to corral that in off the deflection and bring it into Warhawk territory at the 47-yard line. And then in a little trickeration, the Wildcats go with Gordon on the pass to Patterson for his second receiving touchdown of the night. Made it 14-0 at that point. And here we are, 21 seconds to play until halftime. And the Wildcats looking at a 3rd and 15 at their own 10-yard line. Andrews will work out of the gun. One back in the backfield, two receivers to the far side right, one near side left. They're going to hand it off, and that's a new running back, Jalil Armstrong, and he's going to be wrapped up by several Warhawks in the play. He's going to get maybe a yard or two on the play, and that should wind us down to the halftime break. And it looks like it is going to do just that, as the Warhawks are able to hold the Wildcats there a little bit. And they are at their own 12-yard line, and that will take us to halftime as the Wildcats and the Warhawks in a battle. It's Warhawks trailing the Wildcats 14-0 as we head into the locker room, and we'll send it down to the field with Wes Minke with Coach Frankie.
Yeah, joining alongside Coach Frankie here. Some good improvements there from your offense. They've played well a little bit with those big pop plays, getting Kevin King-Foku and Omar Ben-Gur involved early. How do you keep that game plan rolling in the second half?
Listen, man, we just got to keep handing him the ball. He's doing great things. We're shooting ourselves in the foot, man. We're just, now we're sustaining a little bit, but as we start to get down there and late into the drive, we're getting a holding call, putting ourselves behind the sticks, and that's just not going to work.
Defensively, you guys are playing well as well. That one big pop play, 91-yard pass to open the scoring. How do you eliminate those big pop plays but keep playing consistently defensively?
Yeah, I mean, we got to put a little bit more pressure on the quarterback in those situations, force the ball out. But, number 0, Patterson, we've talked about him. He's going to Pitt. He's probably one of the best athletes on the field, if not the best. And we got to know where he's at, and we got to make sure that, we know that they're going to take him deep. We got to make plays.
Thank you for your time. Good luck in the second half, Coach. Back up to you, Brent.
Thank you, Wes. And Coach Frankie said it once again, self-inflicted wounds, shooting themselves in the foot right now with those penalties has not been ideal for the Warhawks as they go into the locker room trailing Westerville South 14-0. And the Warhawks have to regroup and try to get some more offensive momentum going. They've had some great little strings there of good moments, and then the penalties, and then a couple errors here and there. But overall, Westerville Central has shown some big improvements. The defense has shown a couple good moments as well. They've allowed those 2 touchdowns, but they have all allowed good and bad in this game. Our halftime report comes right after Skip Mossick with Tonight in High School Football. That's next as Westerville South leads Westerville Central 14-0 at halftime on Central Ohio Sports Network.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Named Best Sports Program in the Country by the National Association of State Radio Networks. Tonight in High School Football is presented by Beck's Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Now here's your host, Skip Mossick.
And hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tonight in High School Football's halftime reports. There is a new type of football that's been sanctioned by the OHSAA beginning in the spring. We'll talk about that and more with Commissioner Doug Ute next on the Ohio News Network.
Every day, farmers rise before the sun and put everything they have into a job so few can do. Their courage, resilience, and relentless work shape the legacies and future of our country. At Beck's, we're proud to stand alongside those who don't wait to see what the world will do. They act, they lead, they are the difference. Beck's honors your commitment to your land, family, and purpose. And while we can't predict what the future holds, there is one thing we can do to change it, and that's be the difference. Right now, in every decision and every season.
Friday night Under the Lights reminds us teamwork, dedication, and community start in our schools. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wenson, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we are proud to sponsor tonight's game and even prouder to support our public schools. Whether it's touchdowns or textbooks, success starts with a strong foundation. From the classroom to the end zone, we believe in every student's potential because in Ohio, public education matters.
Connect with Central Ohio Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram at COSN Audio and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ohio Sports Network. COSN social media will have score updates, pictures from the game, audio clips, interviews, and more. Follow and like today. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans.
This is Tonight in High School Football on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
We are presented by Beck's Hybrids at Beck's. They are and will remain farmers at heart. And welcome back, everyone. Halftime of your game, joined again this week by OHSAA Commissioner Doug Uton. Doug, tonight wanted to ask you about a different type of football, and that is flag football. The OHSAA will be sanctioning a state championship for girls flag football beginning next spring. Tell us how this all came about. I know it's something that the NFL has gotten behind, including here in Ohio with the Browns and Bengals.
Yeah, I think, we've been in conversation with Troy Vincent's staff at the NFL office and for the last couple of years, as well as the Browns and Bengals group, and certainly a push out of the office. And, one would assume that they want to get more females involved because they're going to have children one day, and they want to, that moms would allow their sons to play football and show them the advantage of the sport of football, those type of things. But for us, we're always looking at, and I tell our staff this: what's the next bowling? Bowling's been around for about 20 years, and it just shot out in participation, record numbers. Our participation in bowling is good. And you think about girls wrestling. Coming out of COVID, about 250 female wrestlers in Ohio. Now there's over 5,000. And so, this is what flag football, particularly in Northeast Ohio, started with 20 schools, and they're up over 70 just in a couple years. And certainly the Columbus area is an untapped market for them, which the Browns and Bengals are going to concentrate a lot on, and with our help. And I really think if you look around the country at what some of the other states, Georgia's close to 500 schools doing it now. And so that opportunity for young ladies to participate in flag football is exciting for us to bring on. But it really gets exciting when you talk to the young ladies who are doing it right now. There's so much energy in that group of athletes that have been doing this for a couple of years. It's fun to see, and it's going to be fun to watch this spread.
Doug, we saw some pictures from an event in Canton regarding this earlier this summer. Was it as well received as it appered?
Yes, I'll tell you. There was about 40 young ladies, Skip, that I was talking with up there that they were just so excited about the growth of what they've seen, because some of these schools have been doing it for a couple of years, and they're excited that other schools around them are doing it. So that they can have that. And then, they're really, the girls from Camp McKinley were so excited about, they're really trying to play their games in the Hall of Fame. And cool. I think that most likely will happen. And so they get treated like the boys, is what one of the girls said. But when you talk to them about the benefits of what they're doing, how fun it is for them, there's nothing better than to see the smiles on the faces and the energy that kids have and the passion for a sport, and that's certainly there with the girls' flag.
Well, Doug, last thing. Earlier this month, the OHSAA awarded $200,000 in scholarships. Wanted you to talk about that a little bit, as well as over $1 million donated to member schools to help assist with items needed for schools' athletic departments. You're an old school administrator. Tell us about that and what some of this money is going to be used for.
Yeah, well, it's just to, we're a nonprofit organization, Skip, that can't share in profits, but we can assist our schools with, their mission and our mission. And so, I've been an athletic director, and when you get a $1,200 check or a $2,000 check from the OHSAA to, help offset the cost of providing sports at your school, I'm sure that's welcomed. And we wrote 815 of those checks, $1,250 this year. Last year was a $2,000. But really what you had mentioned there, too, $200 $1,000 scholarships out to our student athletes. It is a true scholar-athlete award, and so it's based on your academic performance in the classroom and athletic accomplishments. And so, we're really excited to, we've extended that from about 100 and at one time it was 120, then 160, and now 200 of those scholarships out. And it's really nice to be in a position to do that.
OHSAA Commissioner Doug Ute. Doug, we always appreciate your time. We'll touch base later in the season, okay?
All right, Skip. Appreciate all you do for high school athletics.
And we'll be back on the Ohio News Network.
Bex recognizes this week's Player with Heart, Reagan Schnipke from Elgin High School, for her commitment and passion on the field and within the farming community.
I love being a part of a team where we can work together in order to achieve our goals and win, obviously. I also like independent sports like cross country and track because they're individual and I like competing for myself.
Reagan brings that same winning attitude to FFA.
And I really like it and I learn a lot and it's a lot of good experience. Job interview taught me a bunch of stuff. And I'm also a student officer for FFA and it's taught me a lot with public speaking.
And maybe the greatest lessons are learned in agriculture.
Agriculture has brought many aspects to my life. It has taught me that teamwork, hard work, responsibility, time management, and determination is needed to succeed in life.
At Bex, we are and will remain farmers at heart.
This is ONN.
All right, thanks again to OHSAA Commissioner Doug Ute for joining us tonight. Enjoy the second half of your ball game. I'm Skip Mossick on the Ohio News Network.
This has been the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Presented by Bex Hybrids and by Ohio for Responsible Gambling from the Ohio News Network.
Song again. Here's that song again. For the 100th time today, here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cray, cray.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Paul Warfield. There's just one place where students are students first and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports help young people become confident leaders and role models and use the skills developed today to do even bigger things in life tomorrow. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Connect with Central Ohio Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram at COSN Audio and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ohio Sports Network. COSN social media will have score updates, pictures from the game, audio clips, interviews, and more. Follow and like today. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans. Welcome to the Halftime Report on Central Ohio Sports Network.
Halftime score here from Warhawk Field, 14-0. Westerville South is leading Westerville Central. Welcome back inside our halftime report. Brent Ford and Wes Minke with you. As this first half of action, Westerville Central put together some good drives, but once again, the penalty markers really hurt them in multiple occasions in several of those drives. And as we bring in Wes, I thought Coach Frankie made some great comments. You know, they still are kind of kicking themselves in the rear with some of these penalties.
Yeah, and I think it's like I said earlier, I think it's a minor benefactor of the fact you have a freshman quarterback who still is learning to get the plays in, who's still learning how to use that offense and spread it out wide. I think obviously the pass game not been a major factor so far for the Warhawks, but it's something you can look at with Nate Miller. You got the talent out wide with Cam Heebner. You got the talent with Omar Bangura. You've seen Kevin King-Folk, who can run the ball pretty well. We saw last week a little bit of Kajai Johnston. So I think there's a lot of pieces Central can use, and I think it's just finding the right way to use them at the right time is going to be the biggest factor for the Warhawks moving forward. And for this game, hopefully they can find that quick.
And I feel like there are multiple instances in this game where maybe you should lean more heavy on the run game. You're looking at second and long and third and long, run the ball. Don't try to force anything with your freshman quarterback right now. He needs to learn some of the situations. And so maybe it comes down to decision-making, not only by players but coaches as well. Coach Frankie talked about it last night in his Josh Frankie Coaches Show that there was some moments in the first week that he wanted back. Maybe some of the decision-making he made did not line up with what he actually wanted to do. So maybe that's still something that's playing in his mind. He knows the ability of his players, and maybe he's just maybe overthinking some of these moments. But otherwise, I really liked a lot of the play calling tonight, really giving Kevin King-Foku a chance to shine. The offensive line giving him some opportunities in some of those gaps. I really like the way that he runs the football. I think it's outstanding.
Yeah, and I think you could add in the factor of Nate Miller as well with his legs. He proved on that one rush he had about 8 yards out wide. I think if you can get him and Kevin King-Foku working, kind of use Kajai Johnson and Omar Bangura as a change of pace backs, I think that changes the game plan for the Westerville Central Warhawks. It also gives them a chance to kind of move around and play some out wide ball as well. You can put Omar Bangura in motion. We saw him obviously had that punt. You can use him in the special teams game as well. So there's so many different ways you can use these playmakers. I think the Warhawks have to find the right recipe, and I think so far they've seen it at least play out with Kevin King-Foku, the action they can move with him, and then obviously his power running game as well. He's, like I said, he's a Derrick Henry type of player. He's a big boy. He's your workhorse back. Kajai Johnson, kind of that change of pace. Throw him in there for a couple third and shorts and see what you can do with him.
Defensively, Westerville Central has played really well as the offense has, but they've allowed a couple of those big play opportunities, and Westerville South has capitalized on those opportunities. They got 2 touchdowns on the board that prove that. But the defense, I think, has improved from week 1, Wes, and I think if they continue to work together and stay on that same page, that they're on track to get some big stops in the second half.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, the more the South runs the ball, the more that we can stop that quarterback run and that run game in general, the more that pass game is going to open up for them. As long as you drag those safeties down into the box, it's going to allow for those corners to kind of play on an island. That's what we saw with that 91-yard passing touchdown play for Westerville South, is they kind of dragged those safeties down into the box, left those receivers and those corners one-on-one wide open outside. And I don't think that's a matchup that the Westerville Central Warhawks are going to win very often with a lot of youth experience on those corners.
It's 14-0 here at halftime. Westerville South leads Westerville Central. We're going to take a break. We'll have more of our halftime report as we continue from Warhawk Field here on Central Ohio Sports Network.
This has been the halftime.
The phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Former Ohio State and NFL quarterback Bobby Hoying on life lessons through sports.
The member schools of the Ohio High School Athletic Association share in the mission of educational athletics. That means that school sports are an extension of the classroom and play an important part of a well-rounded education. Student athletes do a lot more than just play sports, but it's the lessons they learn through sports that last a lifetime.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Halftime Report on Central Ohio Sports Network.
14-0 is your halftime score. Westerville South leads Westerville Central here at the break. Welcome back inside our halftime report. Brent Ford and Wes Minke with you. It was Westerville Central who was able to win the opening coin toss, and they deferred, so they're going to get the ball to start the third quarter of action here. They're down by 2 scores, and that's critical, the way that this third quarter starts. How can Westerville Central's offense get a momentum going? And Wes, it's really important that they start this third quarter on a high note, maybe not fast, but maybe confident.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference, like you just said, between fast and confident. You can play in a fast, confident manner, and I think the Warhawks right now can play in that slowed down, confident manner. Like you said, it's a 2-score game. It's nowhere near out of hand yet, and I think this Warhawks team is built for this kind of moment. They're built for that grinded out, kind of slow you down kind of game. This is the kind of game that they want to win. Coach Frankie mentioned it last night in the coaches show. 13-10 is the kind of game a Warhawks game is going to be if they control the pace and win it, they want to win. So I look for this team to slow it down, keep that run game, keep the pass limited, maybe the short passes to a little change of pace, but this game has been one on the ground for the Warhawks.
Well, you had mentioned in my ear in the break that this is going to come down to one key player, and I'm still thinking it's not going to be this key player, but tell the listeners out there who you think this is going to come down to.
Yeah, I just said I think there's a key that the Warhawks haven't really unlocked yet, and we mentioned Coach Frankie did week 1 before the North game, and he talked about Kajai Johnson, I think, is the one factor the Warhawks can start to use and really be a change of pace out of the way Kevin King-Foku runs. They're both obviously big running backs. They're both big guys, but there's just something different about a little speed with that power game, and I think, Kajai Johnson provides that. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Warhawks get involved and maybe look for a touchdown.
14-0 is your halftime score. Westerville South leads Westerville Central, and I should have listened to my at-home producer about grabbing a hoodie for tonight, the temperature dropping a little bit. Usually it's August and you think high school football week 2, you're going to be a little warm. Usually I'm up in the crow's nest here, having a towel to wipe my face off because I'm sweating so much from the heat. But tonight it's jeans, and I should have listened. I should have grabbed that hoodie. It's getting a little chilly up here, and that's probably a great feeling down on the field for both these teams as the second half is going to be getting started here very soon. Westerville South and Westerville Central are about to get this second half underway here from Warhawk Field. And when you think about it, Wes, these are what big moments are made of. This is where you get to prove what those 10 months in the offseason is going to add up to. All that time in the weight room, you have an opportunity here. You're down 2 scores to one of your in-town rivals. And now we're going to see how does that help the Warhawks come back in this third quarter. And it's going to be that weight room, right?
Yeah, I think this is a Coach Schaefer kind of game. Yeah. He wants them to push the line of scrimmage. He wants them to win both sides, and I think that's the critical factor for this Warhawks team. We mentioned it's going to be a ground and pound game. They don't have the skill yet to throw it out wide and kind of move the ball downfield in that sense. It has to be a ground and pound game, and I think the Warhawks, it favors them right now in that system.
14-0 halftime is coming to an end. Second half next on Central Ohio Sports Network.
This has been the Halftime Report on Central Ohio Sports Network.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Connect with Central Ohio Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram @COSN Audio, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ohio Sports Network. COSN social media will have score updates, pictures from the game, audio clips, interviews, and more. Follow and like today. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans. This is the home of the Westerville Central Warhawks, Central Ohio Sports Network.
Well, the second half is getting close as they play that famous chicken dance here at the stadium. Westerville Central trailing 14-0. They're going to get the ball to start the second half, and that was actually the quickest halftime, I think, that I've ever seen by the marching bands and by both teams. They were out here with 4 minutes to go on the clock, and they always add 3 minutes for the warm-up when it hits 0, so it's usually a 23-minute halftime. And both teams were ready when they reset the clock, and we were just kind of standing around for 3 minutes. So now we get to try and have some football now here in this third quarter. Cam Hebner, Omar Bangora are back at their own 10-yard line to receive the kickoff from Rosen. And the South Wildcats will kick right to left as we see it to start this third quarter of action. Brent Ford and Wes Minke with you. And this one in the third quarter gets underway. Omar Bangora comes down on it at the 10-yard line between the hashes, out to the 20, 25, near side 30, and he's going to be grabbed from behind, and he's still churning those legs to the 32-yard line, and that's where Westerville Central will start this drive as the Wildcats were able to bring him down, and down on that was Turner Green on the tackle for the Wildcats. So Westerville Central, an opportunity to put together a long drive if they can. 11:50 to play here in this third quarter. And the Warhawks are actually going to be spotted out to the 33-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Silver and Black. And actually, we're going to have a different quarterback in there. It looks like that's number 6, Kajai Johnson. And he's going to take the carry here, and he's going to be slung down at around the 33-yard line. No gain on the play. Kajai Johnson, a sophomore, 6 foot, 235. What doesn't Wes know? Just listen to Wes. I say that too. Just listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. It's second down for Westerville Central. Should listen to the state champion, Wes Minke. Oh, please. Wes said he said listen to the Hall of Famer too. Penalty marker before the snap. Play clock was at 8. And it's going to be against Westerville Central.
Illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution is the call against Westerville Central.
Move it back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Well, big thanks to Westerville Central for, in the spring, inducting me into the Alumni Hall of Fame. That was just one of the greatest honors I've ever had. And now Nate Miller under center in the I formation will hand it off to Kevin King Foku, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield by 3 Wildcats. He gets maybe to the 26-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long, though, for the Warhawks. And then once again, those penalties just really hurting the Warhawk offense momentum here. They get the ball to start this third quarter, and now they're playing behind the sticks once again. They're spotted back at their 27-yard line. 3rd down and 16 for the Warhawks of Westerville Central. Cam Hebner is going to go out wide to the left. Omar Bangora is going to come right of the formation. The play clock is down to 6. Miller out of the gun with Kevin King Foku onto his right side hip. The quick snap, penalty markers fly. And we're going to have a false start on Westerville Central as they try to hurry things up.
False start on the Warhawks.
So that'll put the ball back at the 22-yard line. And now we're looking at 3rd and 21 for Westerville Central. Back at their own 22. Again, miscommunication about the formation. Running around, and now the play clock at 10. Miller takes the snap. Rolling out to his left with the blitz. Under pressure, throws across his body into traffic, incomplete. He was looking at around the 25-yard line for Cam Hebner, and there were several red jerseys in on the play, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 21 at their own 22-yard line for Westerville Central, and the Warhawks are going to have to punt this one away. And Wes, what'd you see down there?
Yeah, we got a very animated version of Coach Frankie. He is not happy with the way this team's set up. Back-to-back plays, the guys in the wrong spots, and Coach Frankie not taking a liking to that.
Patterson back deep, and we're going to get a whistle here.
Timeout on the field.
Knee pads on 24.
Knee pads on 24. Thanks, Wes. Wes, while I got you potted up here for the broadcast, I think we need to change the open here to say the state champion bowler, Wes Minke, on the broadcast.
Only if we say the Hall of Famer, Brent.
I think I can make that happen. Cohen Buss had a high snap. He bobbled it, somehow got that punt away, and it's going to take a Westerville Central bounce, but Patterson comes away with it at his own 25-yard line, works the far side, and he's forced out of bounds at his own 45-yard line. Chaos everywhere on that play. Cohen Buss somehow gets it away. Looked like it was going to be a swap of the field for Westerville South, but Patterson is able to create something out of nothing. And now Westerville South will look at a 1st and 10, their first possession of the second half. Patterson, probably like Coach Frankie said, most talented player out there on the field, and he showed it right there. 1st and 10 for Westerville South. And they'll run it with Andrews up the middle. And he'll get a few on the carry.
Tackled by number 27, Devon Lipsey.
Devon Lipsey on the carry. It's going to bring up second down. And about 3 at their own 49-yard line, Westerville South. (9-10). Westerville Central wasn't able to make anything out of that third quarter possession to start it. That has to be frustrating. The penalties just hurting themselves. 3 receivers, 2 to the far side, right far hash mark. Gordon the carry up the middle, and he's brought down on the play. Great tackle by Westerville Central. That was 27, Devon Lipsey, who's had a big night on the defensive side for the Silver and Black.
Brad Williams on the carry.
Play gain of 1 to the midfield stripe. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Westerville South. And so the question again, can the defense of Westerville Central get off the field here on 3rd down? Can they stop the Wildcat offense? Andrews will go into the shotgun. They're going to bring 3 receivers to the near side left, ball far hash mark. Gordon to the left hip of Andrews. The snap, pressure coming. Andrews keeps it. He's going to be brought down by Lipsey. He's going to get to the Warhawk 49-yard line. He's going to stop him by 1. Are they actually going to give him the 48? Now it is going to be 4th down at the 49-yard line. I was going to say he was definitely short of that. And it'll be 4th and 1 for Westerville South. Andrews is still out there on the field. Substitutions come in for both teams. And a big 4th down here. Can Westerville Central get a stop? And last time we saw something like this, it was Andrews who kept the ball on the carry. And Andrews is going to go into the shotgun. The play clock is at 2. He's running out of time. And he's going to lose time, and they're going to call timeout on the far sideline. Coach Callan said, hey, we took way too much time to develop that. We need to burn a timeout here. And they will with 7:34 to play in this third quarter. 14-0. Westerville South leads Westerville Central. And Wes, I can't emphasize enough how important this 4th down stop is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be massive, both for the energy of the Warhawks and getting that Hawks nest back into it, this home sideline back into it, but also just getting off the field. I saw a lot of players on this Warhawks sideline down here kind of throwing out the money symbol there for that 3rd down play. That's the money down. I think Coach Frankie can't emphasize that enough. And just getting off the field here, Coach Harr, I'm sure, feels the same way, but these money downs, Warhawks have to get better at getting off the field in an efficient manner.
Coach Harr, the defensive coordinator for Westerville Central, has spent time in the coach's box to start the year. And it's 4th down and 1 at the Warhawk 49 for Westerville South. Andrews out of the gun. Andrews, the quick snap, keeps it onto the right side, has plenty of room to the 45 and brought down at the 40. And he was brought down on the play by Warden on the play. And now there's an injured Warhawk down at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be a tough one because that's a senior. If that is, it is number 54, Noah Mitchell, the senior D lineman. He's getting attended to by the training staff. And they're going to help him up. And he's going to gingerly walk off the field on his own. But that's one player that Warhawks cannot afford to lose right now. Noah Mitchell, a key part of that Warhawk interior. But on 4th and 1, it was Westerville South that converted. And now they have a fresh set of downs in Warhawk territory at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, 7:23, third quarter. Andrews the snap, hands it off. They'll run it up the middle. And he breaks free out on the right side, 30, down to the 20, 15, 10, breaking a tackle inside the 10-yard line. Goes number 8, Jaleel Armstrong. Somehow he got out of that big gaggle of players in the middle of the field and was able to get all the way down inside the 10 to the Warhawk. It looks like they're going to spot it at the 7-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Wildcats. First and goal at the Warhawk 7-yard line for Westerville South. Ball far hash mark, 2 receivers out wide to the right. They'll hand it off, and that is Armstrong once again. Gets inside the 5 this time, and he's down to about the 3 or the 4. I think it's going to be the 3, but it's going to be 2nd and goal for the Wildcats.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
That was a big-time run by Armstrong. And big play, break free for the Wildcats there. 2nd and goal at the 4 for Andrews out of the gun. Pressure coming up the middle. Andrews keeps it himself, dives toward the end zone. Touchdown Wildcats.
Evan Andrews on the carry.
Andrews with the 4-yard touchdown rush. No penalty markers on that play. And Westerville South now up 20-0 to Westerville Central.
Out of the hold of number 11, Evan Andrews.
Andrews to hold. The extra point by Rosen. Snap is back. Hold is down. Kick is up. And it just sneaks in on the right upright, making it 21-0 Westerville South. With 6:06 to play in this third quarter, the Wildcats have now scored in every single quarter of this game so far.
We have a Nissan Murano, a black Nissan Murano.
And the Warhawk offense is going to need an answer here.
In the way of the squad. No license tag. Don't know how you do that. But black Nissan Murano.
Quick report in my ear by Wes. It sounds like Noah Mitchell is going to be okay to play. Little reinforcement that they'll give him, and then he'll be able to take on the next defensive drive.
4-yard touchdown run.
21-0. Westerville South leads Westerville Central. 6:06 to play in this third quarter. Rosen will kick it away for Westerville South.
And Cam Hebner.
Cam Hebner is back deep to receive the kickoff. Niko Bogatic back there as well. Cam Hebner takes the return across the 30 and to about the 34-yard line, but there is a late penalty marker that comes in on the play.
Tackled by number 23, Eric Smoot.
Eric Smoot in on the tackle on that previous play. And we're going to get a hold against Westerville Central on that return.
A hold has been called on the Warhawks.
The ball will be spotted at the 21-yard line now of Westerville Central to start this next drive. So Westerville Central looking at 1st and 10 at their own 21. And the officials aren't going to start play just yet. They want to discuss something. One of the officials comes over to the sideline to talk to the coaches, and maybe they need to talk about what's going on with the scoreboard. Right now the clock is at 5:27. They're actually going to change it to 5:31. On first down, Kevin King Foku breaks a tackle to the 25, keeps turning to the 30. And he's going to get a gain of almost 10 yards on that. Kevin King Foku. And I think that's going to bring up second down. They're going to call him just short of the yard to gain. And it'll be at the 30-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 1 for Westerville Central. 5 minutes to play in this third quarter. 21-0, Westerville South over Westerville Central. Nate Miller will go into the gun. Rylan Moran onto his right side hip. 2 receivers out wide to the left. Omar Bangora in motion. They want to go deep. They're looking for Cam Hebner, and it's incomplete. Several yards in front of Cam Hebner was the pass, but in on the coverage for Westerville South was number 21, Jamari Alston, who had that interception earlier. And now that turns into third down and 1 for Westerville Central. Nate Miller, yeah, you're right, Wes. There's a little bit more arm strength there than I think we realized. He was able to launch that ball pretty far. On 3rd and 1, Miller goes under center, takes the snap, hands it off Kevin King Foku, and he's going to get to the 32-yard line. He got wrapped up pretty hard. And it is going to be enough for a first down, though. Kevin King Foku jumps up. It's 1st and 10, Westerville Central, though. 4:34 to play until the end of the third quarter. Miller will go under center. 3 backs in the back. Kevin King Foku is back there. They hand it off to Kevin King. Finds a big hole to the 35 and tripped up to the 40. Patterson picked him up. Or tripped him up, I should say, and he makes his way to the 40-yard line. And it's going to be 2nd down and 1 from the 40-yard line for Westerville Central. They're starting to pick up some of those big chunk yards that Coach Frankie has wanted. 2nd and 1. Penalty markers fly. False start on the offense. Nate Miller's count I thought was going to work that time, but it doesn't. And now Westerville Central looking at a longer 2nd down.
All the Warhawks. Be 2nd down and 6.
So 2nd and 6 at their own 35-yard line goes Westerville Central. Miller out of the gun. 2 receivers to his far side left. Kevin King Foku, the handoff, across the 35. Big block there to the 40. He ran into a brick wall.
Tackle by number 12, Tashawn Fisher.
Tashawn Fisher was the one that ran right into him, and Kevin King Foku comes off the field. It's going to be 3rd down and about 1 now for Westerville Central. Hebner's going to go out wide to the left. 2 receivers to the near side right. Miller into the gun. Now Omar Bangora in motion. They'll hand it off in the backfield to the 40, all the way down to the 45-yard line. Rylan Moran on that carry for Westerville Central. And he makes his way to the 45. It'll be a fresh set of downs for the silver and black.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 45.
Long drive. Keep it rolling. It's 2:35 on the third quarter clock. Down 21-0. Nate Miller out of the gun. 2 receivers to his right. Rolling to his right. Design quarterback keeper makes his way to the midfield stripe and into Wildcat territory at the 49-yard line. Pickup of 6 yards brings up 2nd and 4 now.
Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 from the 49.
2nd down 4. Kevin King Foku still on the sideline. It's being attended to by the training staff. Nate Miller hands it off to Rylan Moran up the middle. Gets into Wildcat territory even deeper to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down for Westerville Central. Starting to get a little nice push by that offensive line. Kevin King-Foku all taped up and ready to get back out there at the earliest time. A little bit of movement on the line, but no jumping off sides. Miller on 1st and 10. Hands it off. Rylan Moran comes to the near side 40 and stumbles his way down to the 30, looks like 7-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down, and Kevin King-Foku heads back into the game. 2nd down from the 37-yard line. 2nd and 6 for Westerville Central. Cohen Bus to the right side of the formation. 3 backs in the backfield. Foku is one of them. Miller under center. 2nd down, they hand it off. Kevin King-Foku to the 35. Breaks a tackle to the 30 and tripped up just inside the 30 to the 28-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Silver and Black.
That'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29.
Wes telling me that Kevin King-Foku got the hands taped up, had gloves on, now does not. First and 10 for Westerville Central at the Wildcat 29-yard line. Down 3 scores. Miller wants to air it out. Had an opportunity with Cohen Bus over the middle into the end zone, but he couldn't get there. There was pressure in his face, so he has to throw underneath. It goes incomplete.
Miller's pass, incomplete.
Pavlino was the intended target, the tight end, in the middle of the field, but Cohen Bus was wide open near the goal line. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now for Westerville Central. Second and 10 at the Wildcat 29-yard line for the Warhawks. 3 backs in the back, toss it back to Kevin King-Foku, works to the near side, stiff arm, jumps, and he makes his way to the 25-yard line, but there is a penalty marker down on this near side. And you can see the coaches for Westerville Central shrug the shoulders, and it's going to be against Westerville Central. Illegal block in the back by Westerville Central. Let's go down to Wes Minke, who saw what was going on with Kevin King-Foku.
Yeah, it looked like when he got taped up on that wrist in the hand area, kind of higher up on the hand, he shed the right hand glove, which is his dominant hand, it appears. So maybe a little something to look at if, they're trying to get involved in the pass game. A one glove for Kevin King-Foku.
2nd down and 20. Clock winding down. 7 seconds to play in this 3rd quarter. 4 receivers bunched, far side to the left. Hebner alone to the near side. Clock expires. Miller throws. Caught by Cam Hebner at the 20-yard line, and he makes his way down to the 16. It'll be a 1st down for Westerville Central. On a big 2nd and 20, the Warhawks convert. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. And Westerville Central will be down 21-0 after 3 on Central Ohio Sports Network.
Connect with Central Ohio Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram at COSN Audio, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ohio Sports Network. COSN social media will have score updates, pictures from the game, audio clips, interviews, and more. Follow and like today. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Ohio. This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
This is the home of the Westerville Central Warhawks, Central Ohio Sports Network.
1st and 10 for Westerville Central to start this 4th quarter of action, as Nate Miller under center will hand it off. No, he keeps it himself, rolling to the near side. He's going to tuck and run, and he gives himself up across the 15, just inside. And they're going to say he was down at the 15-yard line. And it'll bring up second down now for Westerville Central.
The 15-yard line.
This drive started at the 5:31 mark in the second quarter for Westerville Central, back at their own 21-yard line. They're working right to left now in the fourth with 11:25 on the fourth quarter clock. Miller under center. They'll hand it off. Working to the near side to the 10. Rylan Moran makes his way to the 5. And it'll be enough for a first down to the 5-yard line for Westerville Central. It's first and goal. Wes, correct me if I'm wrong, but that might be the first time the Warhawks are inside the 5 this season. Under center is Miller. Hands it off to Rylan Moran, cuts the near side edge, and he stood up at the 5. And there's a couple Warhawks down back by where the ball was snapped. There's 2 of them down. One is going to be able to get up on his own, but maybe indication of cramping down there. Mohamed Bangura is the one that's down for Westerville Central. Looks like it is just a cramp. They're stretching out the legs down there. And with the injury timeout complete, he'll come off the field. 10:45 to play in this one. Westerville South leads 21-0. Brent Ford and Wes Minke with you here from Warhawk Field. Week 2 of the high school football season. We'll take a moment to remind you that coming up on Thursday night will be the Josh Frankie Coaches Show. Location to be determined. The original schedule I had us at Carrabba's at Polaris for multiple weeks, but the Touchdown Club was able to change that up last week, or this week, I should say. The snap back. Johnson takes the direct snap across the 5, and he's brought down at around the 2. The 2-yard line. Kajai Johnson brought down there at the 2. It's going to be 3rd and goal now for Westerville Central. This is going to be the 17th play of the drive. A very long drive with 10 minutes to play. Miller will go under center. 3 backs in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Rylan Moran, and he's going to be stopped at the 4. They might give him the 3, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So 4th and goal at the 3. What will Coach Frankie and his staff do? It looks like they're going to go for it. Kajai Johnson, Nate Miller came off the field. Kajai Johnson is going to take the direct snap here. He's all alone in the backfield. He's got a 2-receiver set. Kajai Johnson brings a man in motion to this near side. High snap. They'll hand it off onto the right side. No good. Westerville South was able to stop it. It was Kevin King Foku in motion and got the handoff, and he tried to cut the right edge. It'll be a turnover on downs.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 3-yard line.
Kajai Johnson could not get it done with his 2 opportunities. But Westerville Central, that was a long drive. That was 18 plays. It started at their own 21-yard line, and they got down to the South 3. And so now Westerville South will have the football back at their own 3-yard line with 9:10 to play in the game.
Flag on the play.
Penalty markers fly on the snap. Encroachment on the defense is the call.
Offsides on the Warhawks.
Well, the Red Army over there, the student section, has the flashlights on, singing goodbye to the Hawks' nest across the field. 1st and 5 for the Wildcats. Andrews up the middle. And he's going to have enough for the first down to the 15-yard line, if not the 16.
Andrews on the carry. Moise Crozier on the tackle. That's a first down for Westerville South.
You can tell that the Warhawks are not giving up, even though there's 8:50 to play. You're down 3 scores. And there's going to be a lot of, we need to get the ball out of the hands of Westerville South. Andrews will go out of the gun. 3 receivers near side right. South working left to right as we see it. Penalty markers fly before the snap. Encroachment on the defense. They were jumping on that one. Westerville Central. 8:31 to play. 3-score game.
First and 5.
So 1st and 5 at their own 20-yard line for Westerville South. Some movement on the line, but nobody jumps that time. Andrews looks to the sideline for the new play. They've got plenty of time to work with. 21 on the play clock. 3 receivers set, 2 near side right. Patterson in motion. They'll hand it off. Gordon up the middle, breaks a tackle to the 24-yard line, and he gets a few more to the 28. And that'll be enough for a first down. Under 8 to play now in this 4th quarter.
That's a first down for South from the 28.
21-0. Westerville South leads Westerville Central. Patterson goes out wide to the left with 2 receivers inside of him. Andrews out of the gun. Gordon lined up behind him, now shifts to his left hip. Play clock down to 8. The snap, the handoff. Gordon follows his blockers to the near side 30, 35, 40, near sideline 45, cuts to the numbers 50, and then down into the Warhawks 45-yard line will be Eden Gordon, and that'll result in another Westerville South first down. And an injured Wildcat on the play. Cameron Patterson will be down on the field, and he will be attended to by the Westerville South athletic training staff. 7:18 to play here in this one. In the postgame, Wes will talk with head coach Wes Minke will talk to head coach Josh Frankie. I did that in the pregame too, didn't I, Wes? I'm struggling with the names tonight between you two. Wes Minke and Josh Frankie will have a postgame discussion. 7:18 to play in this one. First and 10 for South. At the Westerville Central 45-yard line with 7 minutes to play. Andrews out of the gun for the Wildcats. They'll hand it off, and they'll work to the left side across the numbers to the 40, 35, and forced out of bounds. Will go Jalil Armstrong, and he's forced out, and that'll be another Wildcat first down.
Run out of bounds by Nico Bogatic.
Nico Bogatic on the force out by Westerville Central. Play gain is to the 32-yard line for Westerville South in Warhawk territory. First and 10, Wildcats. 2 receivers out wide to the left, 2 to the near side right. Ball far hash mark, working left to right. Andrews out of the gun, and Gordon will work onto his right side hip. A man in motion, far side to near side. They'll hand it off Gordon up the middle to the 30-yard line. And a gain of 2 yards for Ian Gordon there will bring up second down for the Wildcats.
Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be second down and 8.
Second down, 8. Patterson goes out wide to the left with 1 man inside the slot to that far side. 1 receiver to the near side right. Andrews will work out of the gun. And onto his right side hip is Jalil Armstrong. 6:15 to play in this one. Fans have slowly trickled out of Warhawk Field here in the last couple of minutes. Patterson in motion. Armstrong the carry. Gets to the 29 of Westerville Central.
Armstrong on the carry.
And that'll bring up third down.
be 3rd down and 7 from the 29.
At the 29-yard line, 3rd down and 7 for Westerville South. Clock rolling down, 5:30 to play. 3 receivers set to the near side right, ball far hash mark. Andrews out of the gun. They'll hand it off. Gordon up the middle, breaks a tackle to the 25 and down to the 23-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th and short, I believe. Musagala on the stop for Westerville Central. It'll be 4th and 1 for Westerville South now with 5 minutes to play. Out of the huddle, Patterson will come alone to the near side right, ball far hash mark. Andrews out of the gun, play clock was winding down. He'll keep it himself to the 20, and he's going to have enough for the first down as he keeps the legs churning and gets down to about the 17-yard line. On that 4th and 1, the Wildcats convert, and it'll be a first down for Westerville South.
First down for Westerville South.
Well, I have to admit, Wes, that looking ahead a little bit, the Battle of the Ville will continue when South and North face each other, and that'll decide who rules the Ville this year, and I think that's going to be a big matchup with these 2 running games that these 2 teams have.
Yeah, I got to say, I think North looked a little bit better against the Warhawks running the ball physically, but I think the South team, a little more speed, a little bit more sound defensively, could play a factor.
Gordon on the carry, first down. And he's brought down inside the 15. He might even get the 13. And that'll bring up 2nd down for Westerville South.
Devon Lipsy had the tackle for the Hawks.
Next week, Westerville Central will be back at home. They'll play host to the Chieftains of Belle Fountain.
2nd and 6 from the 17.
If you remember last year, we went out to Belle Fountain and saw Tavian St. Clair, the recruit to Ohio State, play against the Warhawks. Tavian St. Clair showed why he was going to Ohio State. Armstrong on the carry on 2nd down, makes his way to the 10, and he pushes the pile. It finally goes down. Enough for a first down, I believe. I think he's going to make his way to the 6-yard line, and it is a first down. Musagala on the stop for Westerville Central. Fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. This will be, I believe, the 11th play of the drive, if I'm calculating correctly. (21-0) Westerville South. Clock winding down. 2:37 to play in the game. Andrews out of the gun. 1 receiver all the way out to the numbers far side. They'll run it up the middle. Armstrong the carry. And 3 Warhawks bring him down. That'll bring up 2nd down for Westerville South. Central has their 3 timeouts remaining. South has 2. Ball spotted at the 9-yard line. 2nd and goal. 3 receivers set, ball near hash mark. 2 receivers to the near side right, 1 out wide to the left. Andrews wants to throw, and he'll be brought down to the backfield for a loss. A couple of Warhawks were there on the tackle, one of them being number 25, Luke Glazer. That'll bring up 3rd and goal for Westerville South.
And number 25, Luke Glasser.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is dark up here. That is Glasser. I was looking at the wrong name there. Minute 22 to play. South with a 3rd and goal at the Westerville Central 14-yard line. Andrews out of the gun. They'll hand it off Armstrong. And he'll be brought down on the play.
Armstrong on the carry. Tackled by number 26, Greg Woods.
Greg Woods on the tackle. We're going to have a whistle and a timeout by Westerville Central.
Timeout, Westerville Central.
.102 with the timeout on the clock. And Westerville South looking at 4th and goal back at the 16-yard line. Is that concession stand for Westerville South side still grilling up burgers over there? The smoke is coming across the field in a big way. I can see some flames over there still. I think they're still grilling for the concessions over there late in this 4th quarter.
Ethan Rosen.
I'm sure our sideline reporter would take a burger, maybe a hot dog.
I'm no hater of a food test over here.
All right, we're going to get from the 23, a 33-yard field goal attempt for Rosen. For 33 yards. Off the right hash mark into the south end zone. Everything looked good. Kick is away, and it is good.
Rosen's kick is good.
A 33-yard field goal by Rosen. .58 seconds remain in this one. And it's now 24-0.
Omar Bangura back deep.
The kickoff here by Rosen. Yeah, the Red Army has a push-up board in the student section, and they're doing push-ups for the scores. Rosen has it teed up for Westerville South. 58 seconds to play, and he will send this one away. Bobbled at the 10-yard line by Westerville Central. They'll bring it out. Out to the 20. Breaking a tackle to the 25. Goes number 3, Nico Bogatic. There's a penalty marker down. I might have seen a face mask there. I thought Bogatic had his head whipped around because of that. And it is personal foul face mask against Westerville South.
Wildcats.
47 seconds remain. And Westerville South, that last possession, they started that drive at their own 3-yard line with 9 minutes and 10 seconds to play. They got it all the way down under a minute with a 33-yard field goal. And now the Warhawks starting at their own 40-yard line. Look at 1st and 10. Miller, the handoff. And that's Omar Bangura making his way to the midfield stripe. Do they give him Wildcat territory? They do to the 48. And that will be enough for a Warhawk first down with 41 seconds to play.
That'll be 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 48.
At the Westerville South 48-yard line, it will be 1st and 10. Reminder, our post-game wrap-up comes up next. Wes Minke will talk with Westerville Central head coach Josh Frankie. That's coming up inside our post-game wrap-up. Owen Bangura in the backfield now with Miller out of the gun. Rylan Moran split out wide to the right. Bangura the carry. Gets to the 45, and he'll be wrapped up right around there at the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down. And we're going to get a whistle and a timeout taken by Westerville Central with 28 seconds remaining here in the game. Well, Westerville Central looking at the same score from last week. They allowed 24 points then. They've allowed 24 points now. They've allowed 48 points in the season. And they have yet to find the end zone in 2025. .28 seconds remain out of the timeout. 2nd down and 7 for Westerville Central. 3 receivers to the near side left. Penalty marker flies. It's going to be a false start against Westerville Central. And it'll be 2nd down from behind the sticks. Miller out of the gun. 2nd down and 11. Miller dropping back, throwing over the middle. He was looking for Bangura. It was broken up on the play. Broken up on the play by number 15, Carlos Higgins, who had that breakup for Westerville South. It'll be 3rd down now for the Warhawks. 3rd down and 23 seconds to play. Hebner goes out wide to the right, ball far hash mark. 3 receivers near side left with Bangura into the slot. Miller out of the gun, looking to the near side, throws into the flat, complete at the Wildcat 48-yard line. Across the 45, goes to Devin Smith. And a timeout taken by Westerville Central as they stop the clock with 13 seconds to play in the game.
Warhawks final timeout.
It's the final timeout taken by Westerville Central. Their 3rd and final. A reminder that our post-game wrap-up is coming up next. We'll wrap things up from Warhawk Field. Hear from head coach Josh Franke. That's all coming up in our post-game wrap-up at the end of regulation here. Out of the timeout, Westerville Central will look at 4th down. 4th and about 5 at the Wildcat 43. Miller will be all alone in the backfield, 5 wide. Now Rylan Moran in motion, near side to right. Dropping back is Miller, wanting to go deep, looking for Cam Hebner. He's going to leave it short. Penalty markers fly in, though.
Flag on the play.
Incomplete. Pass interference is going to be the call against Westerville South. And that will be an automatic 1st down for Westerville Central. Seven seconds to play.
Interference on the Wildcats.
Ball will be spotted at the Wildcat 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warhawks. 3 receivers, check that. 4 go out wide to the right in a bunch formation. Bangura all alone near side left at the numbers. Ball near hash mark. Miller dropping back under some pressure. Rolls out to his left. Wants to throw. Didn't release. Now he releases. Back of the end zone. Intercepted by Westerville South.
And that's the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Your score.
Clock will expire.
24.
And the ball will be intercepted in the back of the end zone by Wesley Mensa. And the Warhawks will fall to 0-2. The Wildcats are now 1-1 to a final score of 24-0. Our post-game wrap-up will come your way next. Wes Minke will talk with head coach Josh Franke. That's all coming up next on Central Ohio Sports Network.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious. which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Ohio at highschoolofficials.com.
Put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I perform for our high school choir director, who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for?
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the high school in your community.
Welcome to Post-Game Wrap-Up on Central Ohio Sports Network.
24-0 your final score. Westerville South with the win over Westerville Central. Welcome inside our post-game wrap-up here on Central Ohio Sports Network. Brent Ford and Wes Minke with you. The Warhawks just had their alma mater with the band and the student section, the cheerleaders, as Westerville South celebrated with the Red Army. And a tough night here for Westerville Central, allowing 24 points up on the board again. Now allowing 48 points in the season to their rivals, South and North. Now they go into week 3, 0-2 for the second straight year. Trying to find some answers will be Coach Frankie. And here in a moment, Wes Minke is going to talk to Coach Frankie. And the postgame here, we'll have him live in just a couple of moments. Westerville Central, tough night, and let's send it down to Wes Minke.
Yeah, here joined alongside Coach Frankie. Obviously not the result you wanted tonight, but a lot of positive enforcement, it looks like, on the offensive side of the ball. A couple of guys, the playmakers for you, got the ball, looked good tonight. Kevin King-Foku, one of them. Omar Bangura, another one. Kind of a big factor. How do you kind of take this offensive output and put it towards next week against Bell Fountain?
Listen, we need to put it together now. I mean, I think week 1 you saw a lot of improvement since week 1, and then now we're in a situation where, you know, we just have to put it together and finish drives. That's where we're at now. Last week we couldn't get any drives together. Now we got to put it together and finish drives, not shoot ourselves in the own foot. You know, I mean, we get down here on the goal line, we got to be able to punch that in. You know, we're desperate for points. Hopefully we get the monkey off our back next week and get in the end zone. But I think you feel like we're so close to just popping at the seams. But like you said, tremendous improvement from last week. I hate to take away, you know, small victories, but it's definitely a large improvement.
Yeah, you mentioned as well long drives. Both sides of the ball kind of look like point of emphasis was definitely time of possession. 17-play drive for you guys, your second drive out of the third quarter. Kind of ran all the way into the fourth quarter. Long drive, obviously couldn't punch it in, but how does that kind of help you with the ground and pound game moving forward on this offense? At least it looks like it's more improvement.
Listen, we had tremendous push. I think we had a ton of holes that were opening up. You know, Kevin King wasn't getting even touched 7-8 yards down the field, and it's just we got to finish those drives. You know, and then the pass game, I think, you know, we're helping Nate out, but you know, he needs to. We need to get him some confidence somehow. I think you're seeing a kid that is out there and he's doing the best he can, but we need to try and manufacture some things to get him some confidence and get him going. So he's a heck of an athlete. He's not even playing close to what his potential is, and I think as soon as he starts clicking and gets comfortable, we're going to be pretty good offensively.
Thank you for your time, Coach. Back up to you, Brent.
Thank you, Wes, as Westerville Central falls to Westerville South by a final score of 24-0. And Coach Frankie, they're trying to find some of his answers, and unfortunately, like he said, it seems like they're right on that cusp. They're going to eventually break through those seams and try to get some positives that come out of this. Our post-game wrap-up will continue next as we wrap things up from Warhawk Field after this on Central Ohio Sports Network.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm former Major League Baseball All-Star Al Oliver. When I played, I tried to make it a simple game, like see the ball, hit the ball. But trust me, sports are not that simple. Try to remember that when you watch an interscholastic athletics contest where everyone is trying their best in a game they all love. So please be courteous and set an example that reflects positively on your school and community. Let's remember to respect the game.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat. All right, come here. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good. Because every year, dozens of children are forgotten in the backseat of a car by a parent or caregiver. All never thought it could happen to them. But with changes in routines, distractions, or a sleeping child, it can happen to anyone. Parked cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. So get it in your head.
Check the back seat.
A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do? Text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Post Game Wrap Up on Central Ohio Sports Network.
24-0 your final score. Westerville South with the win over Westerville Central. Back inside our post-game wrap-up. Brent Ford, Wes Mickey, as the Warhawks fall in this one by that final score of 24-0. And Wes now made his way all the way back up here atop the nest as he gives a little wave to those viewers on YouTube. Wes, this game a lot better than last week, and the scoreboard may not show that. And a lot of the reports that come out over the night and into tomorrow, they're going to just say, oh, Westerville Central blown out again. But that's not quite the case. I really do believe that Westerville, I think Coach Frankie said it, they're busting at the seams. They're about ready to make some big plays. And a couple of these big touchdowns were 1 or 2 big plays. And the defense was holding. And I thought that there was big improvement from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, I think you take away 3 plays on South offensively, and that's probably 140 of their yards. 91 of them came on that one big pass play and the 2-play drive where they scored another touchdown. So you take away those 2 massive plays, and it's a 7-point game. So you really got to look for Central. I think take away those positives offensively and defensively. Offensively, 17-play drive, moved the ball all the way down the field. We're so close. Almost had Kajai Johnson punch one in, like I said. 2 different plays, but just that one little play, one little minor miscue, and it's been costing the Warhawks big time.
24-0 your final score. Big thanks to Wes for joining us inside the broadcast tonight. Big thanks to Coach Frankie for his time during the game as well. And thanks to Coach Callen of Westerville South for his info coming into the game tonight, too. And now we get ready for Week 3. Westerville Central will be back at home to play host to the Chieftains of Belle Fountain. We'll first lead it off with the Josh Frankie Coaches Show on Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. Find where we'll be at on social media, but that comes to you at 6 o'clock from our social medias platforms and our audio stream as well. We'll have all of that coming up on Thursday. Look for all those social media pushes. For Wes Minkey, I'm Brent Ford. One last time from Warhawk Field, the Wildcats get the win over Westerville Central 24-0. This has been the home of the Warhawks, Central Ohio Sports Network.
This has been Post-Game Wrap-Up on Central Ohio Sports Network. The preceding has been a presentation of Central Ohio Sports Network and may not be rebroadcast in any fashion without express written consent from Central Ohio Sports Network. Central Ohio Sports Network is not affiliated with any school district. For more information on Central Ohio Sports Network or how to advertise or sponsor with COSN, please visit cosnaudio.com. Central Ohio Sports Network. Sports coverage by the fans.